the Rocket Lane, we've got the first timer in the FD RX7 from JC Racing. John Criticross Racing. Of course, John no stranger to some very quick rotaries over the years. And great to see one of his customer cars here tonight for the V8 versus Rotary theme night.
And it looks like the Commodore's going to take the win. So even the score back up with a 12.35. It won a 12 mile an hour through the finish line and a 12.54 for the RX7 with a, we'll just say a backfire at the top of first gear there.
I think there was a lot of limiter action happening with that one, but I'm sure Johnny's got the tune-up set just right. So there's a bit of protection there for that.
The muffler's now cleaned out completely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No backlog of carbon in that one, so very good. But what a classic shape that FD RX7 is. It's hard to go wrong with a Series 6, 7 or 8 RX7, that's for sure. Next up, we've got some later model Holden product down there. We've got the long wheelbase Caprice up against the VF HSV.
Well, the HSV, I think, has had a little bit of work done. There was a bit of a double pedal there on the start line and still went 1.8 to the 60 and hit 100 mile an hour at half track and 11.15 with a 126 miles an hour at the top end, Pat.
Very, very nice. And the long wheelbase in the Aeroflow lane 15.13 at 94. Pretty tough looking Tirana down there, Stewie.
Yeah, it's George down here with Agro LH. Big set of radials on the rear end of that car. Taking on Race for Real, the orange Ford Mustang. Great to see him back again tonight.
We've got a trademark on Race for Real. We need to have a chat about that number plate down there. Very nice. Good launch and reaction time from George in the Tirana. 0.50 on the tree to 148.60. He's going to cross the line for a 10.34 at 130 miles per hour. The Mustang trying to give chase, an 11.46 at 120. So not a bad short track for the big Mustang.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad time at all. Just shy of 100 at half track there, Pat. And of course, 100 mile an hour is 160 kilometres an hour thereabouts.
Yep. So it's getting it done. How about this beautiful looking XP Falcon two-door down here in the burnout box? What a great looking shape that is. Great to see classics out here up against the VE Commodore for the next pass.
Yeah, the XP Falcon 347 Windsor power, I'm guessing, on board.
We're going to take a punt on the number plate there, give it away.
Yeah, I could actually read it, you see. Normally I wouldn't comment. But yeah, 1965, two-door. This car has been to Sydney Dragway a number of times before. And from memory, a pretty quick runner. See what he can do up against the GM product in the Rocket Lane down there.
Nice, easy launch from both cars on that one. The XP certainly keeping pace with the late model VE. This is going to be a close one across the line, Bushy.
Absolutely nothing in it, 1,000 feet. And the Falcon takes it by 0.07 of a second. 11.96 with a 5, I beg your pardon, at 113 miles an hour.
12.56 at 113 for the VE.
Big burnout from the Commodore in the Aeroflow lane down there.
What a perfect place to do it, though.
Yes. Oh, of course.
No drama, no red and blue lights flashing behind you after you've done a big burnout. That's always a bonus. Nice launch, actually, for the Commodore in the Aeroflow lane.
Another car sub 2 seconds to the 60-foot. No mean feat for a street car.
Oh, excuse me, Bushy, yes. I was just going to say, good to see Ernie Hudson back down in the Celica, down in the Aeroflow lane.
Well, I did notice that Ernie posted a few times on Facebook for the first version of the Rotary versus V8s, and so he was obviously pretty keen to campaign for the piston power.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, judging by that burnout, he's pretty enthusiastic. So, as always, we're used to seeing Ernie and the Celica get down. A healthy dose of nitrous action on that combination, usually. I'm assuming it's running it again tonight, but I can't quite see the back.
I think last time I saw it, he was struggling a little bit with like a backfire or a miss at the top end of the rev range.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it looks like the car virtually...
Bit of a stumble there off the line for this one, but the Holden in the Rocket Lane, no such issues. 11.33 at 118 miles per hour. Pretty clean pass there, and Ernie's got it fired up again, which is good news. A pair of regulars down here from the Dialed-In Racing crew. We've got Sammy Joe Johnson, and it looks like always get them confused. Corey, I think it's Corey Stuttery down there in the silver VX. They'll be offended that I get them confused.
Well, they do jump around in the cars sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it.
Yep.
Yeah, good deal.
You're welcome.
Sammy down there in the Commodore has been working through getting that combination to get a bit of extra mile per hour. They've got a nitro setup on that car now, and they've just been working through the setup and getting it to translate onto the track from the dyno. So we'll see what happens there. Throwing a bit of nitrous at it from pretty early on. A 145.60 is getting it done. 002 on the tree. And 10.0 with a 6 at 132 mile per hour. So I gave some maybe, I don't know, uneducated advice to Sammy. I said, hey, why don't we just try take the filter off the throttle body. It runs a 4-barrel throttle body on that car.
Yes.
I said, the car seems to be pulling fuel out of it, as she's seen on the data logs. Let's just see if there's any sort of restriction above the throttle body. So if it doesn't have enough air getting into it, then there might be too much fuel. Let's see. So I said, hey, pull the air filter off, run it. If it doesn't make a difference, then you can say I'm full of you-know-what, which most people would think anyway, and then and you can carry on. So that's just gone 2 mile per hour slower. So we all know that, again, like I said on Friday night, Bushy, don't take tuning advice from the commentators.
Oh, so she wasn't running the air cleaner there, was she?
No.
I didn't see the car on the camera at the back. So at least she listened.
She listened.
At least she listened.
And then she's got a bit of ammo to give me a hard time next time.
Well, in fairness to your tuning advice, it is 35 degrees outside.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, let's go with that, Bushy. I like you.
See,
You're
I'm
good.
giving you.
You're on my team,
giving you
mate.
all these.
You can come back any time, Bushy.
Not excuses, but just potential reasons why the car might not have performed as you expected it.
100%. But otherwise, the guys from Dialed In are obviously out here getting extra laps in because we've got track champs this weekend.
Yes.
So next round of the Sydney Track Championship.
Fast approaching. We did see Sammy Joe run a number of 9-second runs last week. So I dare say we'll see that repeat this week when the weather cools just that fraction.
Yep, absolutely.
Our first pair of bikes down on the start line. Looks like the rider in the rocket lane, unfortunately stalling on the start line. The Aeroflow lane through nicely. 9.88 with a 9. Thank you very much. 150 miles an hour.
150 miles per hour. That's quite a bit of horsepower required for that in a car. And it's just an off-the-shelf, out-of-the-yard bike.
Yes.
These days.
But you need a little bit more confidence to do it on 2 wheels, I'd say.
Yeah, I think might have been a H2, Benny. I'm not sure. I didn't actually see it. I saw the number plate, I think said Screamer. But it's pretty accurate.
All right, the big Ducati down here in the Aeroflow lane, about to take on Wally Hosser on board the ZX12R.
I dare say Wally's getting some laps in for the weekend. Stewie, wouldn't you say? And the big Diavo with that V4 Ducati power plant in the left lane, clicking through gears. Keeping Wally honest there, but
very much so.
That serious race bike and experience of Wally will win out at 9.97 at 144 to a 10.13.
Now, I've got to say, boys, I really love the look of this little ute down here, the Barrel Brothers. Looks like it'd be just at home on the drift circuit, as it does here on the drag strip.
It's definitely got that sort of stance.
Yeah, it looks cool. They're on YouTube too, these guys. I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, they do some pretty cool stuff, repairing all your classic and vintage alloy wheels, specialising in a lot of your 2- and 3-piece Japanese wheels that are obviously you can't get remade or can't find barrels for, and those guys are fabricating new parts and refurbing them.
What was the business name, Pat? Sorry, I was
Barrel Brothers.
Okay.
Barrel Bros, I guess you would say.
Do you know if they do like centerline wheels and stuff like that aren't in a 3-piece?
I believe they can, but I'm certainly not an expert at all of the specs. But I know that their specialty is in a lot of a lot of your classic JDM stuff,
Okay.
older Enkeys and work wheels and
Which are quite expensive.
oh yeah, yeah, and
rare.
impossible to find parts
Yeah,
for
and rare.
So yeah,
So,
another good pass down there. 14.34 from that little Lancer seems faster than I was expecting, to be brutally honest. And a 13.66 at 1:14 for the VL.
all right. Next up, we have the work ute down there in the Aeroflow lane, the Falcon. P plate on the back, taking on the Commodore down there in the Rocket. I wonder if the driver of the ute's taking the time to empty it out.
Yeah, I don't know, but I tell you what, it's got a serious reverse light on it.
A few luminous down there, mate.
I got to stop looking at it. It's going to send me blind. I feel like a moth when the bug zapper comes on. Oh, it's so beautiful.
You've seen that movie a few times, have you?
Yeah, a couple of times. All right, I can see that bike that went 150 mile per hour. It's a BMW S1000RR.
Is that the one with the little canard
it's got
wings
the
on it?
winglets
that
on it.
was
Yeah,
here on Friday night, was it?
Well, no, that was a M1000 single R, which is the naked version. This is the full super sport. So I'm not sure if it's an M1000RR or an S1000RR, but it could be the M because it's got the big wings on it and all the carbon goodies. Work-ute crosses through the line at a 15.66 at 87 miles per hour to a 17.14 at 82.
Oh, we've got the Ford Ute down here for St. Peter's Auto. The guys have come out for a bit of a play in the XR6 and taking on the Holden Bellina.
Well, not a bad red light for the Ute, Stu. 040 on the red side. Definitely chasing it.
Yeah, it's just creeping forward a little bit then, Steve, before that green light was activated out of the Ute. But a 12.88 at 115. Great pass. We've got another Falcon Ute about to take on the Audi S5.
It's a nice little package, that Audi S5 as a daily driver that's going to be able to make a pretty decent pass, I imagine. So we'll see if the domestic Ute can hold its own.
Yes, we've let Adam out of the box. He's down there with his cameras. He's down there in the fluoro vest. Give him a wave if you see him. A nice wave.
A nice wave,
not a naughty version.
Oh, well, just give him the forks if you want to. All right, 13.45 with a 6 at 105 mile per hour for the Audi. It gets there first, chased down by the Ute, 13.35 at 111. So really actually close pairing between those two, but the Audi getting the advantage being the DSG rather than Manuel in the Ute. Another bit of Euro action happening here. Boss M2, the G82 M2, BMW M2 down there.
Now, that's not the standard body kit accessories that come with that car, I don't think.
It's not too far off it, though.
No?
Like they're a wide body thing. The ducktail is... Ducktail is an aftermarket edition, but a few little staging sort of, I'm not sure what you would call that, but yeah, 1079.
It's getting it done at the other end.
Yeah, it's getting it done out the back end, that's for sure. But, look, like we've spoken about many times before, the modern Euro car has a lot of little technical gubbins to sort of get around to get them to work properly here at the drag strip. So certainly a little bit of figuring out how to get the car stalled up and whatnot. Traditional auto in that, well, not so much a traditional auto, but a ZF 8-speed auto in that M2.
Yes, definitely making the horsepower to run 130 mile an hour. And this little Golf, the rocket lane, getting it done.
He's got a decent set of rubber on the front of that Golf too, Steve. 12.56, 109. Great run there from him as we've got another little Volkswagen Golf about to make its way out. Great to see a few Volkswagens out here tonight. They've been a bit lean lately.
Well, we had a cracker of a pass.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we've had a fair share of fast Volkswagens out here recently. Friday night, holy moly.
Yeah, I can't remember the mile an hour, but at 8:20.
169 miles an hour, 8:26, world record.
Yeah, very impressed. was telling a few people at work about it that are into the Euro performance, the golfs and the like, and they're like, wow, that's pretty crazy. Well, it is. It's very crazy.
Incredible.
I just loved how Chris was just rattling off how he does all this stuff just like it's...
Well, yeah, that's right. And he was,
yeah.
you know, the real indicator of someone that knows what it is that they're doing is that they can explain it at different levels.
Yes.
You know, so Chris was quite good at actually explaining what is an incredibly technical, you know, aspect of figuring out how to get those things to work.
Yes.
Quite easily.
Yeah.
And that obviously shows in the results. You know, not only just running a world record, but absolutely crushing the previous time.
Yeah, it was by over 0.4 of a second, which anybody into drag racing knows that's
absolute daylight. So 14.51 at 100 miles per hour for the little Audi TT in the Rocket Lane,
and a 14.0 Pat at 102.
Very nice.
Well, that little Volkswagen, Steve, completely stripped out interior. so weight saving.
He's probably saved 4 of you, mate.
He probably has, actually.
Was it a diesel as well, Stewie?
Sorry, mate?
Was it a diesel? That one in the Aeroflow lane?
I think it might have been, yes. Adam's nodding his head, so... Now, this is going to be interesting, because you guys mentioned earlier about the burnout from dumped, and this thing is probably... And I use this term very lightly, but when it comes to street utes here at Sydney Dragway, I'd have to say dumped is probably at the higher end of that level. But taking on this very, very nice-looking Mustang, you know, white is one of those colours that, you know, you either like it or you hate it, but if you want to show off the lines of your car, the best colour you can get, in my book. Now, we'll see what Dump can do. It wasn't too happy off the start line his last pass. He's had time to have a look and get on top of it, because this is a very, very quick car. If you haven't seen this car before, and all the stars align, we're in for a very, very quick pass.
Well, unfortunately, we didn't get any data recorded on the last run because he left before the tree was activated, I think. And I'm guessing this time around, you just be patient on the start line, let the tree come down, and at least get a time recorded. This one wrapped, of course, you can see on the big screen there. Thank you very much, Adam. Great camera angles. Looking down the quarter mile here at Sydney Dragway.
Yeah, a little bit of a backfire there, maybe a bit of wheel spin off the line from the Ute, but still definitely very, very nice. 111 mile per hour at the half track, 10.37 with a 2 at 135 miles per hour at the big end. That's quite a nice package.
Well, that Mustang, Steve, shod with Michelin Pilot Sport tyres, loaded it up on the start line, picked the front end up a little bit, but unfortunately had the height, but didn't have the go straight as the SS takes on the Mazda 323 wagon. This wagon's already gone 11 seconds already down the quarter mile. And it looks like it is on for another strong pass. 11.90 at 120 to a 12.33 as got our regular from SDR Motorsport. This is one of their customer cars, Tough 323.
But I think we've missed the tally on the V8 versus the Rotary crew at the moment. I reckon the V8s are probably a little bit further ahead, to be honest.
Depending what lane they're coming out of, Pat. In the staging lanes.
Oh, excuse me, of course. Oh, it's only when it's Rotary versus V8. Okay, so we're giving them a leg up.
Well, I mean, in saying that
was a win. There was a win.
This car, I'm pretty sure, is was quicker than the Commodore in the Aeroflow lane. Although I think it'll be a pretty close run, this one.
I reckon that's a good shout there, Bushy. Nice launch from the big VF Commodore. Let's see if the little 323 has the back half, but I don't think so.
I might be in trouble here.
Yeah, I don't know if you... There you go, 11.07 with a 123 miles per hour to a 13.20 at 81. That
I'm
seems
sure
like
that-
something wasn't quite right on that 323.
I'm sure it ran 11s last time.
Yeah.
If it's the same car.
Well, there's the white one that ran earlier that did run an 11, and that has the extra. Yeah.
I failed there epically.
Okay.
Never mind.
Oh, good. We've got that beautiful FD RX-7 back out again. Let's see what it can do this time. Much cleaner launch from the FD compared to the last pass, so really nice. Bit of fuel at the top end of town when it comes to RPM, but it's going to cross the line there at 12.07 with 715 miles per hour to a 15.61 at 94.
There's a big flash of flame on that last gear shift too. I don't know if you saw that.
Just a bit of entertainment.
Oh, big Valiant down there.
Yeah, nice bit of kit.
If you like orange, this is the run for you.
It's a Charger, right, Bushy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1974 Charger, boys.
Oh, yeah, maybe if
Down
I
here.
read the number plate, it might, yeah. Good work, Pat.
Beautiful looking car. The only thing it's missing is, you know, oh no, sorry, that was the wrong model. I'll hold my tongue. Because you know where I'm going with that. Race for real out here now, the Falcon GT. Good launch from the Falcon. Fair bit of wheel spin out of the Charger.
That Mustang is gone, Stu. Just under 100 mile an hour at half track, 1150 with a 6. 117 miles an hour through the finish line.
Very respectable 14.16 at 109 for the Charger as well. Obviously a very different generation of vehicle happening there.
Good speed for the ET.
Actually, I'd like to see a race between that Charger and this XP Falcon. I reckon it'd be an absolute cracker.
And one of those cars was smashing the limiter pretty hard in the burnout. I think it might have been the Falcon. Pretty
This pair
close.
ran last time, I think, as well, didn't they? Just opposite
I think
lanes,
so, yes.
yeah.
Oh, and the Commodore claims the win this time around. 12.59 with a 7. 112 by 0.03 of a second across the finish line. The Rocket Lane away first on this one, Pat. The Aeroflow staying with the car, though.
Apologies, Bushy. I just
That's all right.
just had a bit of a zone out for a second
That's
then.
all
I'm not
right.
sure why. I was thinking about the
We all
XP Falcon. I think I was imagining myself being
I
the
know
right
you-
size
I-
to fit in it.
I know. Well, either that or you were thinking, I wish I had my motorbike here.
Yeah, I wish I had my bike here. Maybe I could bring it to bike coming up soon,
Yes. Maybe.
here at Sydney Dragway.
Maybe you could. Have you run it down the quarter, or you prefer not to?
Oh, I don't think I've actually run the Kawasaki down the quarter mile. Yeah,
haven't you-
I've run my
what's-
Ducati.
The,
Not the
silver
not,
one.
Not the Senna, not the new one. No, I've run my old, when I had a Diavo, I ran that here. I think it went 11.20 something,
Yeah, okay.
which is pretty cool.
Hey boys, we've got Jason Harris down here who got the most likes on Facebook for the free entry for tonight. Little 13B RX-7. And the first timer down here in the Falcon.
The Mazda just hopping away from the start line, I guess is the word you could describe it with. An 11.13 with an 8, 136 miles an hour.
Definitely got the back half sorted.
Wow. 106 at half track.
Very nice. And a fairly tidy pass from the big Ford in the Aeroflow lane. We've got another Rotary versus V8 combination happening here.
Yeah, this one, Pat, from South Coast Rotary. Great to see those guys get some of their customer cars up here.
Yeah,
This one's actually got a roll cage in it, so it's semi-serious.
very cool.
Don't mind the colour either.
No, it's a nice sort
Metallic.
of a goldy kind of
Yeah, it's-
metallic yellow. Yeah, really nice.
It's not a burn your eyeballs yellow, but
Yeah.
it's but it's certainly it looks great on this car. And I've said it a few times before, as there's another RX-7 waiting in the water for the next pass.
Yep.
This one's going to take the win quite comfortably.
So it's 13.25, 115
Yep.
to 13.06 at 106 for the big HSV Ute.
I still believe that the early RX-7 is one of the last remaining Mazda RX products that you can buy as a project car.
And not be like a mortgage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. It's a 2-digit number, not a 3.
Yes, indeed. So we see Ernie Hudson get away cleanly this time in the Celica, but just running into the limiter there. We could see the flames coming out, the exhaust under the car. Just clearing out a few cobwebs, I dare say.
Still runs a 945 though, 143.
Yeah, very nice. 1392 at 99 for the little early RX-7. V8's get a win back on that one.
Yeah, that was young Zach going down the track there in the RX-7. Now we got Bill Hatzenpolis in his beautiful looking Holden. A man no stranger to championship drag racing here at Sydney Dragway either. And it's great to have Bill here tonight for our V8 versus Rotary theme night.
Deep stage there for Bill. Maybe caught him a little bit off guard as he rolled in there, but car gets away. Maybe a little bit of wheel spin. Wanted to turn a little bit to the right there, but otherwise a pretty clean pass from Bill for an 11.32 with a 917 miles per hour.
I'm going to say this. I think orange is a pretty popular colour here today.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
There we go. That's I believe it is an M1000RR superbike from BMW down there. Absolutely incredible machine. Adam can get some good shots of it down there. Plenty of carbon bits and pieces.
I like how they've done the graphics on the swing arm and everything too.
Yes. The Diavel getting a really nice launch. They're actually 187, utilising its extra wheelbase, but the raw horsepower of the S1000 just reeling it back in there at 10.09 with an 8. A little bit slower this time, 147 to a 10.40, 135.
Well, AJ Stewart down here now, also sponsored by Crew Leathers on board the MT.
We're not going to miss him in a hurry, are we?
No. And Wally Hoster down here on board the ZX12R. Starting to come to grips with this bike, Steve. Yeah, we used to see him on that Honda 1000cc that he was on, but the ZX12R is doing the business. 076 on the tree there for Wally.
Whoa!
A bit early there for
Big
AJ.
handful for AJ down there in the right lane. That MT10 is known as a bit of a hooligan bike, and it was throwing all of it. Had the rider on the way down there trying to lift the front wheel, turn the rear tyre, lift it again, move over to the right.
Wow,
Dooley.
I had to take a breath there.
Yeah. Wally Hoster running through for a nice 9.98 in the Aeroflow lane as well. But, yeah, those MT, that MT series from Yamaha is, man, they're a handful. You know, like, I mean, they're straight up on the back wheel. Awesome bike, but yeah, definitely a bit of a handful to get to launch cleanly with that shorter wheelbase and upright seating position.
I was just going to say, I guess that's part of it, isn't it? We see so much variation in rider position and how far you're actually leaning over the front end. And
yep. And it has a huge effect, of course, of the centre of gravity on the bike. So the higher you sit, effectively, you can kind of imagine the rear wheel is closer to being underneath you rather than behind you.
Yeah, so you're actually creating leverage.
Yeah.
for it to want to rotate around the tyre, obviously.
Exactly right, and that's why you'll see the competition bikes with the extended swing arms, so they're pushing the tyre further and further back, and that's why you would have seen 2 passes previous, the Ducati Diavel makes considerably less horsepower than the BMW M1000. But it's got a lot longer wheelbase.
Yes.
So it was able to put that power down a little bit easier, getting out of the hole.
Here's one for you, Pat. I know you're a bit of a keen fan of Civics, and guess what colour it is?
Yep, beautiful. Milano red. This one, I reckon, has been resprayed because it's not Milano pink, which often happens to the factory red from Honda.
The sun does its thing.
Yep, absolutely. But yeah, giveaway on the number plate as well, EG K24A. So it's got the later model K series engine and a bit of boost as well, I dare say, as the driver fights the torque steer as it comes on down the track. So see, we got a replay of that one.
Let's see how I go. I did push the button.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Watch about now.
And the boost comes
There.
on in. Oh, tries to wrestle the steering wheel out of the driver's hands. And again, we've got another Civic down here in EK. This one was here on Friday night without the with the headlight out and the little bell mouth intake.
Oh, yes, I remember it was just poking out through.
Yep. So
Yeah.
great to see the driver had a lot of fun, obviously, on Friday night and wants to come out for a bit more. And we do have a very quick DC5 Integra in the lanes coming through the tunnel shortly. I think, is that Miss R or
Which colour? Which
the
one is
silver,
it? Yes,
silver
I think that's
DC5?
Smith. I'm pretty sure that's
the boys
Smith.
from I think the boys from BYP are out here with that one tonight. So I'm sure Stewie will get eyes on that shortly.
Well, I got to say, that little red Honda Civic that went down earlier, that thing sounded mint down here. Had a bit of money spent on it too. It's a very well presented vehicle. As the Honda, I'll tell you what, it's not too far away from the Commodore. 17.1 to a 1656.
1656 is keeping V6 Commodores honest.
Yes, very much so.
All right, the Commodore about to take on the Subaru. The Subaru is manual, so I just gave him a little bit of a pointer. Just help him out a little bit. Of course, his dad, no stranger to drag racing.
What was the pointer? Don't use the clutch?
No, do use the clutch, but just focus on the second light. As soon as the second light goes out, start bringing the clutch up. It is all practice, but he's doing a great job out there. 0.4 for a guy that's never drag raced before. Doing a great job, and it's only up from here.
Yep, you've got to start somewhere, mate. So look at that. As,
Commodore just getting around him
close
at
across
the
the
top end.
line there. Yeah, 1686 to a 1684. Definitely good competition.
All right, Boss M2. Now, Pat, you did mention that this thing had a little bit of an issue getting off the start line last time, so hopefully they've rectified it. We might see a representative pass out of Boss M2.
Yeah, that was a little bit better.
196 to the 60, Pat. Here comes the horsepower, though.
112 mile
Yeah.
per hour at the half track. Here we go. Just on the brakes, maybe slightly early. They're 1040 at 143. So really nice mile per hour out the back door for the G82 M2. And I think what you probably wouldn't see is how heavy those things are, considering what they look like they might be.
Yes.
On, you know, you look at them and you go, oh yeah, it's kind of a two-door coupe, small sort of thing. It's actually just a rear-wheel drive version of an M3 shoehorned into a smaller outfit, if that makes sense.
So what would it weigh roughly, do you think?
I think from memory they're around almost 1,700 kilos.
Oh, wow.
So, one moment, please. What have we got hiding down here? What vehicle is being tested at the drag strip with no badges on it? We've got a bit of...
Well, it's an EV, so, you know, I'm going to go out on a limb, and it's either going to be one of our Chinese utes, or it might be a JQ.
A JQ,
according
but
to-
we're not allowed to say because it's got tape over the badges.
Yep.
Or it could just be someone's work ute. They don't want anybody to know.
They didn't tape the number plates. I don't know if that's going to work for them.
Well, I'll tell you what, boys, it is great to see an Evo out here at Aeroflow Race for Real. This one looks super sweet.
Sounds spicy, Stewie.
Oh, I love a spicy Evo. Just taking it easy off the start line, understandable. Less
Check that
stress on the
transfer case.
drivetrain.
Yeah, I do like this shape of Evo, not going to lie. 13.19 with a 123 miles an hour. It was 2.8 seconds to the 60 foot. There's probably a good second in that first 18 metres.
I reckon. Yep.
Oh, Steve, look what's down on track, mate, in the rocket lane. Miss R is in the house. She's got the radials at all four corners, Steve. Of course, tuned by Benny Tran and the team at BYP.
figuring out the launch there. A lot of torques there, even though that's been converted to an all-wheel drive combination. It's still trying to fight the driver off the line. So very cool to see. Obviously, just first pass out. I think the last time the car came out, there was maybe a clutch issue. I think the last time I was here, and I think the guys were going back, obviously changing that around. So this will just be a few, shakedown passes, maybe with that new combination, and get it all figured out. Been doing some roll racing as well, I think.
Yes, I think that was the last time I saw the car here at Sydney Dragway, was some roll racing. He played it on the out. He goes 0-1-1 on the tree. Whoa. I think our best light so far tonight.
Very nice.
That was an absolute cracker of a launch there from the Audi. Great effort from him. And the Blakehurst Falcon running on through with a 12.09 with a 2 as we've got another early model Commodore about to take on the VL.
Just for everyone's information, excuse me, I was wrong before. I called it a G82 M2. That's a G87 M2. 82 is the M4. Excuse me, I've been out of the Euro workshop for about a year now. 1,700 to 1,725 kilos.
Oh, you were spot on there.
That M2. So yeah, very very deceiving how heavy that car is, and being only rear-wheel drive versus the M3, which is all-wheel drive. Same power plant, so same engine gearbox,
yes,
but only rear-wheel drive. A hell of a car to drive. Amazing what the engineers have done to hide all that weight when you drive one.
Yeah.
And obviously to see it run 1030 at 143 miles per hour.
Yeah, definitely. Certainly would be a bit of fun. Both in a straight line end around the track, I'm betting.
There we go. Adam's been down on the, he's been our little spy checking out that ute.
Oh, yes.
It's a 2026 JAC T9 plug-in hybrid vehicle. I'm not sure exactly.
Lots of numbers and letters.
Lots of
there.
numbers, yep. It weighs 2,512 kilos.
Wow. It's probably a ton of that's the battery.
Yep. More than likely. But yeah, someone getting some testing down here.
Hey boys, I'm just down in the staging lanes, and I'm just going to have a quick word with AJ. Now listen, mate, I've been watching videos today of some guys riding some bulls for the radio.
Yeah.
Mate, you've been trying to impersonate them or something.
Oh yeah, this is a little bit more wheelie prone than the other one. So the old bike, you could just dump the clutch and it did its magic and went fast. This one, you've actually got to ride it, and I'm a bit rusty with a true hand clutch, but it's good fun. Didn't crash. So wife didn't see it, so I should be all right.
Well, that's the main thing.
Yeah, I tell her I'm safe here, but then by the same time, I crashed last year and did some damage, but back now. But this is just a bit more fun, a little bit slower, but I rode it to the track, which I haven't done in a couple of years, so didn't have to load up the trailer, which was good. So good fun.
Well, mate, we'll get back out there and have some fun.
I will do. Thanks, Stu.
There you go, AJ, one of the stalwarts of drag racing. Hey, just making my way out the back here. Now, of course, my radar sense was going off, and when my radar sense goes off, Pat, that means there's some really cool rotaries here.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, speaking about good rotaries, we've got one of them down here at the moment. Hey, man, what's your name?
Eddie.
Eddie, how are you, brother? Mate, thanks for bringing the car out. You looking forward to giving it a crack?
Yeah, we'll have a crack at it. We normally run the big drag cars, the 2Js, but we'll have a crack with the street cars.
Now, mate, I've been on Facebook the last couple of weeks because, I'm a Rotary person. I love my Mazdas. Man, we're going to whoop some V8s.
Absolutely, but I don't think any of them turned up. I don't know if there's enough here for us.
Well, mate, we can't wait to see you get there. Great to see Ed here as well. Also, the car out of Rotormaster's stable, because that's Joe Signorelli. For those people that haven't been around drag racing for a little while, we've got another Mazda RX-3 sitting behind him, also out of the Rotormaster shop. Tell you what, you boys, I can't wait. Now listen, I'm a Rotor fan. I've been barracking for you Rotor guys all week. Let's whoop some V8s.
Sure will.
That's what I want to hear.
They're doing a pretty good job so far, Stu. We've got 6 runs on the board versus 3 for the V8 guys. So piston fellas are going to have to pick their game up a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's only a young driver behind the wheel of RX030. And I can't wait. It's great to see young drivers. I know I get pumped up, Steve, about drag racing in general. But when you get to see a young person step up into a fast street car and have a go, get their teeth into our sport and make their way forward in the sport, geez, it's great.
Yeah, it's definitely fantastic to see because that's the start of something. You know, if they either can keep racing the car as it is, often you get this itch to want to go quicker, which then sees them into perhaps another car or just more modifications to the existing car, and then the sky's the limit.
It's just that little itch that
Yes.
starts, that little tiny itch. You go, what's that? Anyway. And then next minute, you've got a drag car, you need a trailer, you need a car to tow the car, you need a new daily to replace your daily. It's all of a sudden a race car. It's fantastic.
Well, Steve and Pat, hold the phone.
Yep.
Eddie Harwach is behind the wheel of this first Savannah from Rotormaster. You'll see come out.
Is that who you just spoke to?
Yes, that's who I just spoke to.
Thought so.
And apparently it's his daughter in RX030, both of them running radials on the rear end.
Awesome.
How good is that? Of course, Eddie Harwach, for those people that don't come out to the drag racing that much or haven't watched a lot of the Jambo stuff, Eddie's actually the proprietor of Enviro Racing. Of course, normally he drives a very, very quick 2J powered RX-7. But tonight, they brought out the RX-3s. And I'm going to go to the start line for this because now I've got some E85 fumes up my nose. My brain is kicked into gear. And I don't sound like I'm commentating like a zombie. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your phones ready. Have we got any Rotophone fans up in the crowd tonight? Put your hands up if you're a Rotary fan. Yeah, let's group them up at the top there, you legends. All right, we're about to let loose. We're about to whip some V8 butt.
He wasn't lying about the
lying. Yeah,
E85.
it gave him a wick up, that's for sure, yeah.
As a matter of fact, I will go and speak to Mr. Europe right here because he's my mate.
You
Use
should
that term
convert.
loosely.
Now listen, we've got a couple of very tough Rotaries coming out. You reckon we should put them in stereo?
We should, Stewie, but with your attitude anyway, you sound like Big Kev. Remember Big Kev?
He's
Oh,
excited.
excited.
Well, that's why they call me Pocket Rocket, the small guy with a big voice. Hey guys, don't forget, if you're hungry, make sure you get up the top. We've got gas-fired pizzas up the top there. We've got the newly refurbished Go Nuts for Donuts. The trailer looks fantastic up there, by the way, guys. All right, got this first timer down here in this Falcon. Go the Rotaries, Keith. And take on this beautiful looking HS3 Club Sport. I'll tell you what, Steve, we're encouraging tonight to see a couple of old Falcons out here tonight. I know we never know. Oh, he's had a belt come off, which is a bit of a shame. Thanks, Mr. Stutchbury. Thanks, Brett. Looks like a fan belt.
Like an alternator belt or something like that.
That is a bit
Power
of a
steering
shame
maybe.
there.
Oh, either way, it's still going to make a pass.
Absolutely.
Don't let that get in your way.
This is a battle. This is a perfect opportunity, Brett. Mate, your son is up against Eddie Harwach, mate.
Yeah, mate. Hopefully, the road has to sit there for a little bit to build boost, so Corin, you get away.
Well, you know, I don't like to take sides because I am with Dialed In Racing. Hey, Shaz. But, you know me, my heart's in a rotor. All right, Steve, time to get fired up, mate. Rotary versus V8.
Here we go, Stu. You're going to be keen for this. Eddie was out here on Friday night for the Friday Night Lights doing some shakedown runs.
Some test passes, yeah.
From memory, it went into the nines.
Yeah, I think so. It might have been, was it 960 maybe?
Yeah, it was pretty deep into the nines.
Yep.
I think Corey may have some work to do here if Eddie can get the car to hook up and run on down the racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Friday night was a couple of shakedowns for both this car and And the blue one?
Are such a great looking car though, aren't they?
Absolutely.
See it on screen there. Thank you.
VXSSs are just an awesome looking car, Bushy. You're right. They're just unreal in that Aeroflow lane. Look at that thing. No, unmistakable shape of an RX3. There's a reason why they're so popular. Cult classic, without a doubt. So let's see what we can do here. He's on the trans brake, trying to get it up onto the two-step 061 light for Corey Stutchbury.
No.
He's going to be over and done with. But Eddie's here for some testing, so let's go out of the hole. It's a 145 60-foot. Nice and clean down the track there in the rocket lane. Corey with a 1088 with a 5 at 125, and 960 with a 1 at 140 miles per hour for Eddie Howard.
And nice. You nothing wrong with your memory, Pat. You said 960.
Well, I hope that was right.
I'll tell you what, boys, you close your eyes and you can really hark back to the early days of Jamboree when Rotormaster had a lot more cars out, more customer cars. All right, Maestro.
Get you some of that RPM, Stewie, mate. Well, I thought the Rotors were supposed to have RPM.
Well,
That little Caprice just giving you all of it.
he does. I think he heard me commentating. He went, nah, Rocket. Have a listen to this. But we got Miss Harwark down here in the Mazda RX3, also out of the Rotormaster stable, which is over at Wetherill Park, gas racing.
Awesome to see. We see Joe down at Rocket Industries on an almost daily basis. Getting some bits and pieces to put together some awesome products. Whether it's Rotary, 2J, I think he's working on it. I think he's got
Bushy.
like a Camaro or a Trans Am down there at the moment.
Yeah.
Adam likes this green, Bushy.
Yeah, it is a nice looking green. I know Adam has a car that he might be putting something on similar to this co-op.
Whoa, big RPM off the line, big shuffle, turning the tyres, lifting the front ones, all over the place. Close race though,
Yeah.
great pass from both races. 987, 137 miles per hour for the Aeroflow lane, and a 1071 with a 5 at 124 miles per hour.
I think that's probably the quickest I've seen that Capri run.
That's yeah, well, it's a handful, so getting it down the track is pretty exciting. We're here for it.
The RX-7s.
We've got first gen crime about to happen here. So we've got Jay who got the free ticket entry, gets a nice reaction time, but a bit of wheel spin, gets away really cleanly down there.
That
111 mile per hour to the half track, a 10.26 with a 2 at 136 mile per hour. Nice pass.
That's pretty serious.
Oh yeah, yep.
Get your attention and put a smile on your face all in one.
Certainly.
All right, we got Screamer down here, the BMW S1000, about to take on the big Kawasaki ZX14. We know that Kawasaki is a genuine 9-second street bike.
Sure is. It's got the legs, but the modern technology of the BMW is going to keep it in with a shout. 978 at 149 for the Kawasaki. 1021 with a 9 at 146 for the BMW. So it's slowed down a little bit since its first pass.
It was around 2/10, about 2/10 difference in the 60 foot there.
Yep.
Between the two.
Check out that Diablo wild looking thing.
Yeah, it's interesting looking brake light on the back of it too, isn't it? It's like half under the seat, in the.
Yep. It's saying hello, says Benny. And then it's saying goodbye.
Oh, 005 for M47 on the in the rocket line.
Nice reaction time for the rider in the rocket lane. A 10.35 with an 8 at 136 mile per hour to a 10.86 with a 6 at 131.
Now, of course, tonight, guys, we give a free ticket away to the fastest reaction time tonight. But also there's a commentator's choice free ticket up for grabs as well. And there's a few cars here that I've got my eyes on. Admittedly, 4 of them are Rotaries, but so I have to be biased tonight. I know I'm not normally biased, but it's that type
That
of
gap
night.
is closing up, Stuart. It's only 5 to 6 now.
Yeah, I know. But there are a couple of very, very nice looking V8 powered vehicles here tonight as well, and a lot of other stuff that's here tonight as well. So it's open slather at the moment. Anyone could walk away with a free competitor ticket for next week's Race for Real, regardless whether you get the quickest reaction time or commentator's choice. We do call that around 9 o'clock. So to all the competitors, guys, make sure you're here around 9 o'clock when we call it. And we get some photos of your car and you as well. And get a free ticket to Race Real for next week.
Absolutely, Stu. It's a great incentive for everyone to get out here and have a crack. You might get another free turn next time out.
Now, it is also possible that if you are a first-timer, you know, you never know, you could jag a 000.
Oof.
I mean, after all, last year, as Pat and Steve know, Suzuki Jimny got the fastest reaction time, took away some money. Much better, 0.293 on the tree there from the first-timer in the Subaru. Has just halved his reaction time for his previous runs in 16.62. He's on there, Mark's pumped.
Yeah, definitely dialing in that reaction time and start line procedure, so really good to see for the youngster.
Sorry, Pat, one thing I've noticed with this BMW, when he's just about to launch, it actually turns the tyres just before it actually launches.
Yeah, it's an auto, so I'm assuming that he's stalling it up against the brake. But being that it's got only very low stall speed, with being a factory converter on that ZF gearbox, it's trying to put all the power through the rear wheels. So it's probably just fighting a little bit. And he's trying to get as much RPM as possible, but it just won't let it happen. So you'll see the same thing again there, but it certainly puts a mile per hour on once it gets away. 10:39 with a 144 miles per hour.
Yeah, the only trade-off is, though, which, you know, a lot of people who don't come here very often probably don't realise, but with the street tyres, if the car sits there and spin the tyres, it actually rips the rubber up off the track.
Yeah, it's not
and
ideal.
you end up
for
with a
the
ball
surface.
patch.
Yeah, not ideal for the racing surface, but it is a street meet, and that's why we don't have the track prep on kill, so to speak, because it will hurt cars if we grip it up too much. But what I'm surprised about with that M2 is they're not using a launch control function, which that car should have available. So maybe they are just trying to take a little bit of stress off the driveline. The launch control could be a bit aggressive with the surface that we've got out here.
But surely it would vary based on how much throttle you're giving it on the launch, or does it require like?
No, usually with a launch control setup like those factory ones, it's foot hard on the brake and then foot flat to the floor on.
As you would in a two-step.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
As you would on a two-step.
Yeah,
yep.
So you're sending it basically.
Yeah, well that's right, and it's like a how do I explain it? It's a calibration, so it must have full brake on, must have accelerator, throttle position at 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, all of that, all the conditions.
Yep.
Would be the
Accepted the terms and conditions
yeah,
of the
that's
of
right.
the
Sign
risk.
here and tick the box. All right, the Evo gets away with a little bit more gusto at the moment. 2.360. It's going to cross the line 11.96 with a 124 miles per hour. So still easy off the line, but just leading into it.
All right, next up we'll have an all-Ford battle down there on the start line. I noticed this Falcon in the rocket lane with the black. Looks like it's been ceramic coated or something. It is super shiny.
Very nice.
Down there. Because I guess this era of car is starting to show, some of them you see on the road, that the paintwork not looking the best.
Unfortunately, FG Falcons were pretty susceptible to a bit of clear fade. So, yeah, that one is looking very, very nice. So 12.13 with an 8 at 124 mile per hour. That is a quick street car.
Something a little bit of a different battle coming up on the start line. We've got a little Corolla wagon down there. In the Aeroflow lane,
First-
taking on the first timer for the Audi.
Yep, first timer for the Corolla wagon. So you've got to get out and give it a go. Red light for the TT this time. But they're still going to clear a pass.
And we'll run on through first. 14.29, Pat, 96 miles an hour to a 16.1 for the Corolla.
Oh, we need to get that. We need to get that Corolla lined up against the little silver Civic. That'll be pretty close. They're both in the sort of low to mid 16 range and 80 odd mile per hour. You get some match racing happening.
Do you know what I reckon? With how Stewie has perked up with that little bit of E85, I reckon we have to have a chat to Brett Starchbury and just see if we can get a water meth injection for his Mazda 2.
For the Mazda 2?
For the Mazda 2, just one injector, just firing a...
I did hear that.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
just
you were
put some
supposed
nitrous
to.
in it, you know, why not?
No. Well, you don't get the smell with nitrous.
Oh, well,
It's
yeah.
about the smell, mate.
A little bit more figuring out with the two-step on the Integra, so getting away a little bit with a little bit more boost on board with that one. The Commodore in the Aeroflow lane makes a full pass, 15.63 at 92 miles per hour.
Can I ask a somewhat silly question? How long has that car been all-wheel drive? Do you know? Roughly?
Let me have a think about it while I'm about to sneeze.
Okay. All right, our electric
That was a great
hybrid
segue there.
Yeah.
It's not a JAC. But it isn't. Ah, okay. The not JAC. It's a mystery. It's an international ute of mystery down there in the Rocket Lane doing some testing.
It's gone 2.7 to the 60, showing the way to the...
Audi, I think it was, in the Aeroflow lane.
Yes, it is an Audi.
14.24 at 99. Respectable for a big four-door ute.
How much did you say it weighed? 2.5 ton?
Something like that.
I think I got sent the same thing you did.
Well, I was just trying to rack my brain, boys, because there's not a huge amount of hybrids out on the market as the JC Racing FDRX7 screams to life in the burnout.
Certainly making itself known down there, Stuart.
No, of course, it's a Mazda driver. We like to make ourselves known. Taking on the high torque performance Commodore. Of course, those people would probably remember Johnny's Mr. Rotor that used to run at Jamboree all those years ago. Still got the car.
Certainly was a leader at one point in the industry there. Did a lot of really impressive things with that little Mr. Rotor. 12.18 with a 9 at 119 miles per hour for the RX-7. And I think a bit of an aborted pass for the Commodore down there. 13.1 at 72 miles per hour.
You often wonder what happened to all of those the older race cars that were in the scene around the 2000s and that in southeast Queensland with the Jamboree.
Well, last I heard, Steve, Johnny was actually going to convert Mr. Rotor back to a street car. That was the last thing I heard. Obviously, the car, he still owns the car. It's probably still in the workshop. I don't know how much has been done to it. But that was the plan. That was my understanding.
I guess it just comes down to time and money to pursue that project, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Johnny's got the unenviable position of having to build everyone else's cars, so sometimes you don't get time for your own, right?
Your car built out by the time it comes to you've got spare time. It's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I've put enough rotors together and spun enough spanners this week. All right, as the red RX-7 gets through the quarter mile, 13.71 with a 3 at 99 miles per hour to a 15.53 at 94.
I'll tell you what, I'm very lucky that Mark Thomas isn't here tonight. because I'd probably be copying it right about now.
Yeah, he would have an opinion, I dare say, about this V8 versus Rotary thing, Stu. Nice launch from the Tirana, 145.60, and is putting daylight between himself and the Rotary powered 323. It will be another win for the V8s. We've got it tied up at 7 apiece down there, a 10.26 at 130 mile per hour to a 12.70 at 111. Whoa, big lock up and bit of a steering miscommunication, so shall we say, from the Charger down there. I think it did the burnout, but it had the front tyres locked up, so sort of just went the way that it wanted to go.
Interesting. Welcome to all of our viewers on our social media platforms, of course, Instagram and Facebook. If you want to watch along at the racetrack, you could also jump on your device and watch that way. We've got a question here, Pat, from Maddie. How old do you have to be to do this?
To go racing?
Yes, I'm assuming to go racing and to be a passenger, you would have to be at least
16, I believe. 16 to be a passenger, and red P's basically to race. And I'd have to double check, but I think there's a couple of limitations on speed and whatnot.
Yes.
From that point of view. But yeah, 16 is the minimum age for a passenger ride, which you can go in another fully licensed driver's or entrance car down to, I believe it's the 11-second barrier as a passenger.
Which is quick enough to get your attention and let that bug bite.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we were talking about before.
And then, as a competitor, I believe you need your red Ps to drive. Unless you've got a competition license, in which case you'd be in a different category.
Hey, Pat, I'm out the back here, and we got It's Fat, another FD RX-7. This thing is beautiful. But behind him, we've got a Mazda RX-8. Now, we don't see a lot of RX-8s around, probably because most of them have been turned into race cars. But this thing is clean, and in typical Mazda fashion, it's got the Simmons on it.
Oh, Simmons, bro.
Mate, it's fat, it's got gold Simmons, and they like are shiny as a bald man's head. They look fantastic down here.
That's certainly a description for us, Stewie, so I'm going to go with you on that one.
Well, you know, you've got a guy with a, or someone's forehead, can have a shiny forehead.
Fair enough.
Hey, at least I keep it real,
Yeah, sure.
I don't mince my words.
I like it.
I say it how it is. Yes, it gets me in trouble 99% of the time, but hey, would I change? No.
All right, we see the XP Falcon get down there, 1185 with a 414 miles per hour to a 13.12 at 107 in the rocket lane. Next pairing up, we've got a couple of VY Commodores, obviously Commodore in the Aeroflow lane and HSV variant by the looks of things in the rocket lane.
Hello, Brooke in the yellow seating. She's logged in on Facebook. You're enjoying the racing here.
Thanks for joining us in person as well, Brooke. It's great to have people out here in the stands at Sydney Dragway. There's nothing like it. The live streams are great, but you don't get to smell the rubber. You don't get to hear it properly on the live stream compared to being at the track. Clean launch from the Commodore in the Aeroflow lane as the HSV gives chase in the rocket lane, but it's all said and done. The white car 1276 with a 713 miles per hour to 1422 at 103.
I noticed on Adam's roaming camera that he had down here before, the blue paint on this Falcon in the Aeroflow lane is exceptional.
Very nice.
Looking at it through the eye of the camera.
I can tell you down here on the deck, Steve, that it is an absolutely beautiful shade of blue on that car. The pictures on the live stream just do not do it justice.
Another good reason to be here in person at the track. Get yourself maybe some trackside viewing. Get up close and personal with the cars. Really nice launch from the big VF HSV. A 166 60 foot is getting it done for the big heavy HSV. 11.08 with a one at 124 miles per hour. It's right there knocking on the 10-second range. And that LS1 giving us the limiter all the way through the burnout.
All of the RPM available to it.
Yeah, the unmistakable sound of an LS1 on a limiter. Certainly no strangers to that here at Sydney Dragway.
I reckon Stewie's right about the rims on this RX-7.
Super shiny.
Little
Or
bit.
did he mean the RX-8 had the shiny rims?
Well, to me, it looked like the RX-7 had a big set of Simmons on the front.
Everyone's got shiny rims. Good deal. And what gets there first? So the RX-7 gets there first. The 1552 at 101. I think the Commodore was out of it pretty early there. 1594 at 81 mile per hour.
Oh yeah, 13B rotor to the front, baby. All right, the Black Arrow is out. The big Toyota with the Ford power plant. Bill Hatzner-Colas out here as well, or Bill Hatsy as we call him for short. Absolute legend, but two very tough races in their respective categories that they run.
Absolutely. No messing about. Straight into stage. Oh, slight red from Ernie, but no big deal here tonight. It's good to see him get out of the hole cleanly. It's made a pretty stout pass down there. A 913 with a 144 miles per hour. And 1136 at 116. Pretty close for Bill Hatsy down there in the Holden. Pretty serious packy car down there, Stewie.
Oh yeah, it's our lone pack performance customer car here tonight. Killer rotor. And that beautiful sounding pack prepared 13B underneath the bonnet. Always a very well presented car, this one. As most of the Rotaries are throughout the country. But this one in particular is super clean. Only got small tyres on the rear end of it.
Let's see how he goes coming up on boost. Gets away very nicely, lifts the front, keeps those little tyres planted in the back end there. 143 60 foot is pretty tidy. Let's see what it crosses to. A 926 with a 4, 148 miles per hour. Very nice pass from the rotor.
Well, it's great to see another bike turn up. The Honda CBR Fireblade 1000cc. Great to see a Honda out here. He'll be taking on the Italian Stallion, the beautiful looking Ducati. Wally Hoster on the Kawasaki. My brother, you having fun?
Yeah, it's working a little bit better.
Yeah. How's the bike performing tonight? It's
Not bad.
still a little bit warm.
No, it's not too bad. Right on now.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wally's got a smile on his face, and that's what we like to see, as we do from everybody here at Sydney Dragway, out enjoying their racing. And of course, this bike designated for a modified bike.
Ooh,
Big Ducati.
wheels up action on the Ducati going into the second gear shift there.
It was also on a lean too.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I'll see if we can catch that on the replay here.
Very nice. 1035, 135 to an 1124 at 141.
I did push the button. Let's see what we caught. Here we go.
Yep, little brake lights flashing up there, which is the oh bother moment. Sometimes when the front wheel comes up unexpectedly. Let's see what Wally's got on this pass. Has been running in the 9-second 990 range tonight. Clean shifts further down the track while he goes through for a 994 with a 1 at 144 miles per hour.
One of our hard-working officials and racers on the Facebook stream. Hello, Angela. You say you're not here tonight. Where are you?
Yeah, what's happening there? Who approved this?
Who approved this time off? Unmistakable roar of a R35 Skyline leaving the start line in the Aeroflow lane.
VR38 trumpeting its way down the track, I guess.
Yeah, 1228 with a 3, 110 miles an hour. I had a friend of mine was trying to recommend that I buy one of those.
Oh yeah.
This was before Anglia time. And,
okay.
Yes.
So you could have had something with air conditioning, automatic.
Yeah, something. I just turned the key on.
Yeah, start, go.
Hey, seeing as our Jamboree's coming up in the not too distant future, just want to do a shout out to one of our friends from Queensland, Chris Diggles. I've been keeping up with his Facebook Lives, and of course he's got his car in the build at the moment, the little ute. It's coming along very, very quickly, and it's really be a fun car once it's all together, Steve. I don't know if you've been keeping up with...
No, I haven't, but that man must never sleep. He must just survive on Red Bulls and just close the eyes. For
you've met him, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's anyone that has or heard him commentate would agree with you, Bushy. The guy is an absolute machine and has been around the sport forever. There's been quite a few actually, because we just had Power Cruise was just on over the road a couple weeks ago. And early grunt files have been circulating on Facebook recently.
Yes.
With a very young Chris Diggles, I believe, on there. So it's cool to see. The voice hasn't changed much, but maybe I don't want to offend anyone, but maybe the hairline a little bit different.
It's matured.
Yeah,
it's matured in appearance.
Age with like a fine wine, shall we say?
Yes.
Yeah. Ben reckons you've aged like milk, Diggs. All right, so
we didn't say that.
Was Ben.
We're not endorsing it.
Ben said that. All right, we've got VL Commodore up against the Evo, back out again. The Evo's just been stepping it up a little bit with each pass. So a 2.060 foot so far.
Yeah, that's
crossing for 11.58 with a 125 miles per hour. So. Yeah, just creeping up on that combination.
Looking much better, Pat. Just under 100 mile an hour and a half track this time around.
Yep. And I realise why this Lancer is a little faster than what I would have assumed. It's because it's actually a rally art. So it's the turbo combination.
Yes.
Which they can pack a little bit of a punch. I believe you can take the Evo 10 turbo and manifold combination, put that straight on a rally art and opens up some power. It's a very similar engine combination, so...
Just got to open your wallet a little bit to do it.
Oh, yeah, but,
It's sort of anything performance-orientated.
Yeah, exactly right.
1476 with a 794 miles an hour. To a 1598 with an 8 at 89.
So slightly different Honda option down in the staging lanes about to come through the tunnel. We've got the DC5 coming through, but there's something a little bit more, utilitarian perhaps. Well, not quite utilitarian, but you can put a few more things in the back of a Honda CR-V. This one just happens to be able to get you to the shops very quickly.
Yes, and it's got a hood exit exhaust as well.
Yep.
Just in case you want to see, I don't know if it's still registered though, Pat. Just in case you want to light the way with some two-step flames.
Yeah, why not? We had Lukey Soldatic out here in the CRX on Friday night, lighting up the sky with some hood flames. Super cool, that combination. It's 1304 at 105 for the Rocket Lane. The Corolla wagon back out again, 1683 at 89.
Speaking of cars on the two-step, did you happen to see that Mustang? I believe it was in the US, and the photographers got the photo. I'm assuming it was on Shutter.
Yes.
Shutter, and I'm like, what's that?
Yeah.
It's the
compressor wheel of the turbo.
The compressor wheel of the turbo coming through front
Yeah,
of the
it
bonnet.
whole sawed the front clip. It had a one-piece front end on it, and it just did a whole saw straight through. And the guy's taken the photo, like obviously, a thousandth of a second later,
Yep.
and you can just see this whole compressor wheel shooting forward out of the car, and the car just doing a massive nose stand as opposed to a wheel stand, because it's obviously lost all power. Wow, that was a wild photo for sure.
You'd be framing that one.
Absolutely.
All right, hybrid ute taking on the Ford Ranger Raptor.
Go. Traditional combustion up against modern EV hybrid action. It's not a JAC, everyone, just so you know. Ranger gets the hit. He's got the better reaction time. Let's see, the EV is coming back at half track. Looks like the Ranger's fallen over a little bit at half track. The not JAC is going to take the win there. A 14.42 at 99 to a 16.73 at 86 mile per hour. But yeah, I've got a feeling maybe the Raptor might have been stuck in a gear there or something.
That's what it
along those
appeared
lines.
like because it pulled away
Yeah,
nicely.
it got
off
out of the hole
start-
pretty
start
well,
line.
and yeah, just didn't want to continue to play the game.
I was just about to say it was doing it for piston power. And
Yeah.
then
And
had
then it didn't.
it didn't. Surely the commentator's curse doesn't work for a thought. You've actually got to say
Yeah,
it.
no, of course.
Well, it does if it's coming out of my mouth.
Or your brain waves, you mean?
Yeah, well, that too. It's a bit of both, unfortunately. Kent Creek Motorsport, we've got the VL Turbo down here. Because the VLs do have a part to play in Jamboree. Maybe these guys out here just doing a little bit of testing tonight. Or maybe just out for a bit of a play, but nevertheless, it is a great looking car. Certainly sounds the part from down here.
It's got all the classic VL turbo style.
They're not loading the VL up off the start line. Still running through for a 12.10.
Yeah, 115 mile per hour, 2.1 60-foot, Stewie. So there's a lot more in that car if they can get it up on the chip, so to speak. At the start, let's have a look and see what we've got from the DC5R this time. Turbo K-Series all-wheel drive combination. We've just been feeling out a bit of the setup so far tonight. Yeah, a little bit more on board on that one. Got to wrestle all that torque steer around as it gets down. So it looks like we see 2 or 3 gears under power and just keeping a bit of a safety margin, shall we say, when it comes to the ET cut-off for that car. So definitely feeling it out. A 14.26 at 95 for the Commodore wagon in the Aeroflow lane. All right, here we go. The CRV. Similar drivetrain combination to the previous Honda we just saw go down the strip. We've got a passenger on board, so it's going to be a pretty exciting pass, I reckon. Oh, just a bit of a stumble off the line, not quite enough boost on the two-step, but I'll fix that up in no time. It's a bit of a handful, that CRV. The tall stance of it and all that power trying to make its way through all 4 tyres. Dumped back out here in the Aeroflow lane. About to give us another good burnout, I bet, and we'll see if we can't get away off the line a little bit cleaner this time.
First time in a long time that I've seen a very clean VM Commodore.
That VN Commodore is doing VN Commodore things, Stewie.
Yeah, except it's not on the burnout pad. So that's probably why it's so clean.
Just quickly grabbing something off the track down there. We've got a track walker.
Just attention to all the racers that are out the back, guys. Please make sure that your air conditioning is off, please. I know it's still a bit warm, but you need to make sure that your air conditioning is off. And if you've got the climate control on too, guys, please make sure that is off as well. Dumped, about to come out now. This wrapped VEU. Taking on the Holden Ballina, the VN. Beautiful looking car.
Bit of wheel spin off the line there for Dumped, of course, on 1.9, 60 foot, so it's not helping the ET. But it gets down the strip there, 10.62 with a 134 miles per hour. A 17.28 at 80 miles per hour for the VN in the Rocket Lane. All right, Rotor versus Rotor down here. We've got the SDR powered tough 323 wagon in the Aeroflow lane this time. It's made a couple of passes in the Rocket Lane. But up against that Rotomaster RX8 in the Rocket Lane. It's got the Simmons on it. Plenty of brapping happening down there, Stewie. Can you control yourself?
No, not really. Being the operative word.
Hold it together, mate.
Actually, I was reading today that the Mazda RX-8 Cup, which was racing around Australia, this year they're actually going to be racing for the Alan Moffat Cup. So the AASA, I think it is, have put together that trophy for the winner of the RX-8 series this year. Of course, Alan Moffat, as we all know, really put Mazda on the map back in the day.
Skid there for the 323.
Mazda on the map back in the day. And I was actually reading that there is a car that's in the build at the moment, or I think it's more a restoration, but we will actually see one of the Series 1 RX-7s hit the track in potentially heritage touring cars at some stage this year.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. The car leaving the line with a lot of boost happening there. So 323 just making its way on down. I'm guessing they're feeling things out. The RX-8. I'm not sure. There's a bit of a stumble with the staging there, and then maybe caught him off guard. But I don't know, Stewie. Did the RX-8 sound like it was turbo, or is it just still the naturally aspirated Renaissance motor?
It did sound like it was aspirated, but it was a bit hard because it doesn't actually have an exhaust on it, so to speak. So it is a very quiet car, unlike Zach's 12A.
Hops its way off the line.
Yeah. Still goes 1.8 to the 60. Out in front of the Holden product right now. And claims the win for the Mazda.
We got Rotary versus V8 coming up right here. See the tough LH Tirana up against the fat RX-7. Or it's fat, I think it is, sorry. Nice hit for the Tirana. It will get away, of course, and claim a win for the V8 camp down there. 10.28 with a 5, 130 miles per hour. The RX-7, 15.57 with a 1 at 97.
A little bit of attention being given to our start line by our start line officials down there. Probably as a good time to remind our racers out there, if you aren't lucky enough to have air conditioning in your car,
Yep.
please don't use it.
Yeah, leave it off while you're in the staging lanes and whatnot, because all that condensation on the on the air conditioning system does add up, and then when you stop at the light, it'll drop it. And no one wants water on their nice, clean, sticky start line. Also, if you do have say maybe a catch can in your car, it's always a good idea to just have a quick look at that. If it's something that vents to atmosphere and doesn't plumb back into the intake, they can get full. If you're cruising around on the street, if it's a regular street car and you've got a catch can, particularly turbo cars, if you come out and you're holding the car, full throttle for an entire quarter mile, if they're full, they can have a little bit of a spill, and obviously that's not going to be a great time for anyone. So yeah, if you've got an external catch can, just make sure you just check the level in there. If it's all empty, then great news. If it's looking full, and find one of those IBCs down there that track sponsor Enviro Waste Services has provided, and you can dispose of that oil and fluid the right way down in the pits. Just get the start line and the 60-foot section all cleaned up for everyone. Look at that. What's the tally looking like? Oh, it's still close.
It's pretty close.
8 to 9. Rotary still just in front. That's a bit of a turn up, isn't it?
All I'll say is that wasn't what I was expecting.
Okay. Yep, that's fair.
But I'm glad it's close. I'm not denying that at all.
Yeah.
Good to see the Rotary drivers have come out in force and defended their badge,
honour.
their badge with honour.
There's a lot of cars waiting to get into scrutineering out the back here. But I'm with the driver of this Evo, which is not a dirty word at all. We love our Evos here. Now, brother, you were just talking to me off mic. Your Subaru is down at Arley's workshop, getting some goodies done to it. You brought this car out. Is this your daily driver or just a weekender?
This is just another weekender. But yeah, while the other car's getting built, I was like, we'll bring this one out and see what time we can do and just have some fun, basically.
That's what we're. I'll let you get ready, man, because you're about to go. Great to see him out here. Of course, as we all know, Arley is no stranger to very quick 4G63 Lancers. But this Subaru that's getting built, it's going to have some seriously good goodies on board. I'm not going to give too much away, but believe me, when the car comes out, I think we'll know about it. It should run into the high 9s, maybe into the 10s.
Okay, well we'll keep an eye out for it, Stu.
Yeah, it's a car that we do know here at Sydney Dragway at Aeroflow Race for Real. But I'm not going to give too much away because I don't want to ruin the surprise. Now, just out the back here, there's actually a Ford Cortina, Steve, which would make you happy in the line for scrutineering. So hopefully that car will make its way around very quickly and we'll see it out here. But just going for a wander through the staging lanes, and we've got the young fella here with the RX-8. Might see if we can grab a word with him. Hey man, what's your name?
Marcus.
Marcus, welcome to Aeroflow Race for Real. Mate, tell me a little bit about your RX-8.
Yeah, it's just a stock RX-8, nothing too special, mate. Just taking it out here for some fun, you know. Yeah, that's about it.
So it's completely stock?
Yeah, completely stock, mate. Stock everything. Not one thing's out of done. Just a rebuilt motor. That's about it.
Well, mate, it's a credit to you. The car is well presented, and it's on my list for a commentator's choice tonight.
Okay. Not bad. I didn't think it would be, but yeah, now you're saying that, building my confidence up a bit, you know. Yeah.
Well, you never know, mate. It's not up to me to make the decision. There are two other commentators upstairs, but there is a free ticket that's a part of that as well. So you never know.
I didn't know that. Now I'm G'd, yeah. Now I want to get more. Now I want to start convincing some people. Yeah, 100%.
Well, that's what it's all about, mate. We want to see you guys back and get out there and have some fun.
100%. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
There we go. Now, I did mention the commentator's choice, which we will announce around 9 o'clock with the fastest reaction time winner tonight as well. So if you are racing, guys, don't go anywhere. Make sure you stick around. I'm very well. Great to see you back, mate.
Yeah, I'm back again. Yeah, why not?
Of course, I'm talking to the driver of the Race for Real Mustang, and we haven't seen you for a while. What have you been doing?
No, just life, life gets busy. What do you do, eh? But yeah. But still trying to have a go, that's all you can do, hey? Having fun.
Any improvements to the car since we've seen you last time?
Until I get better tyres, I put tyre softener on. I put a full tank of gas in to get some weight in the back, and I dropped my shocks to as low as possible. They're not racing shocks, but I dropped the dampening down to low, so it squats a bit more in the rear. So I'm still getting used to the stall converter when I take off. So this takes a bit of practice. Yeah, I'm getting there slowly, I think.
There's a lot of people who don't get the opportunity to look under the bonnet, but you've got a pretty big turbo underneath. Supercharger, under there.
Yeah.
What size is it? Because that's massive.
G3 ESS, yeah, from the States. Yeah, tuned by Lund Racing. Stage 2 blower cams, 4.1 gears, which are the wrong gears for this, but anyway. Yeah, but there's a few mods done to it, porta polish heads. Bits and pieces, yeah. So it goes all right, I think.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's great to hear. Any thought about future, maybe changing the diff gears in it, or just leave it as it is?
First thing I want to do is get bigger tyres on the back, which will drop my ratio down. If that doesn't work, then I'll look at changing the diff ratio gears. Right now they're way too high, 4.1s. But I put those gears in before I got my supercharger. So I wasn't thinking supercharger at that stage. So I wouldn't have touched the ratio. It would have been 3.5s, which would have been great. But now I've got 4.1s, which is too tall. So, but I'm working with what I've got. I brought sandbags tonight. I brought a spare tyre, a full tank of gas, trying to get a bit of weight in the rear with the tyres that I've got. So I'm just working with what I've got. So doing my best,
Well, as long as you're out there having fun, that is the main thing. As I said, it is great to have you back here tonight.
Good to be here again. Good to be here. Doing a great job.
Yeah, doing it for the Coyotes. Race for Real. The orange Mustang. Now, on the flip side of it, we're going to have a chat with the driver of Dumped. Now, doing some pretty good burnouts tonight.
Oh, well, that's half the fun, isn't it? So, yeah, no, mate, you got old rubber, just got to make the most of it. So, yeah, trying my best.
Seba, I know you've got some pretty serious rubber on it at the moment. Have you ever tried this with a set of radials on it, like drag radials?
No, I haven't, no. I just stay with the street slicks. I'll dial it in on this, and you got to save something for last, don't you? So, no, but we're dialing it in with this, and it would be good to see how we go with the street radials down the track.
Are you happy with the way it's performing tonight?
Yeah, pretty happy. Like for a last minute, we just came down for a Rotary night, so all last minute slapped together. So, like I said, not the tyres that we want, but for what's happening, it's good. If you're in the tens, you can't complain, I guess.
Yeah, you're doing a great job out, and man, she sounds great.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
That's Dumped. I'll tell you what, Steve, we've got another Rotary down here that has just turned up.
Yeah, I'm looking in the staging lane cam, of course, the one that shoots down back towards where you are, and the number of cars in the staging lanes has definitely improved in probably the last hour, wouldn't you say, Pat? And there's definitely a great mix of cars down there as well, and plenty of Rotaries as well, which is awesome to see.
Absolutely, Bushy. I reckon there might have been a bit of traffic out on the M4 or something tonight, because normally when there's a theme night on, there's a ton of cars lined up at the gate, basically ready to get in when we open, but tonight it's been a steady stream, just the staging lanes filling up a little bit more, which is great.
Well, this RX2, Pat, has got a parachute on the back of it.
Awesome.
It's got a big set of radials on the rear end. Who am I going to talk to? Yeah, one of you guys. He's, of course. SIG 100 Racing, is it?
Quick nervous one, eh?
Yeah, I think so. But I'm glad you said that, not me. No, this is a very well presented car. This one, it looks like it's got the old vinyl roof on it, Steve, which is kind of cool. Can't wait to see it. Anything that comes out with a parachute and radials, it's going to be quick.
It's always a good indication of that's one to watch.
Well, it is, and it's great to see. Now, we'll have a quick word with our friend in the CRV. Mate, what happened on the first pass?
I was just testing out the new setup, new engine. So we downloaded it in. Yeah, it bogged hard.
Now, just notice you don't have a radio in this thing.
Yeah, nothing. No radio, just for racing.
Fair enough.
The motor's enough.
Yeah,
Yes.
true, but don't you want to cruise
words
down
of
with a bit of
Enzo
R&B
Ferrari.
going on?
Nah.
Yeah.
Sound of motor's always better.
Oh, okay, rightio.
Yeah, and the juice depth and the flame that comes
Yeah,
up in front
exactly.
of you.
Yeah, no time for radio, mate.
See, I need to have my tunes on when I'm racing, so it's like when I'm on the street. and
That's
just
because you haven't got a bonnet exit exhaust and a two-step tube.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
I
true.
know, but mine, I don't have that, so I just listen to thumping dance music, you know.
Good to see the CRV back here at Sydney Dragway once again. I must give a quick shout out to one of our great sponsors here at Sydney Dragways watching via the Instagram page. I'd like to welcome along and also thank Finance to Go, of course, one of the sponsors here at Sydney Dragway. They do car loans of all sorts for the
That sounds
Patron-
helpful,
Yeah.
convenient, but also dangerous.
Yes, very much so. But wanted to just say hi and highlight the fact that we're being watched on the Instagram by some of our fantastic track sponsors, and I hope you're enjoying the coverage that you're seeing come to you via the internet.
Absolutely, and that's a great reminder, Bushy, to support those that support us
Yes.
as well. So anyone that's involved in aiding drag racing, being more prolific, getting more events happening, allowing us to open up the gates and having everyone have a great time here at Sydney Dragway, they should be supported. So if you are looking for some sort of finance help there, then well worth getting in touch.
VL getting very crossed up at the end of the burnout there.
Yep, VL up against the little Lancer Ralliart. Back around again. See what we've got.
Now, Stephen, Pat, I think I've got to go up in the crowd and find some rotor heads, mate.
Fair enough.
See if any of the Mazda family are up in the crowd. I'm sure there's a lot of V8 people up there, so I might have to make sure I don't get
Just be
something
careful.
thrown at me.
If you're not back in 5, we know why.
Yeah, well, exactly right. I've probably been abducted by a V8 owner. I'm not saying they do that because that's more a Ford XR6 thing, but
Okay. I'm not sure what that's about, Stu, but
On that
I'll tell you
note-
what, mate. If you got tickets on yourself for getting abducted, everyone better grab a ticket before they'll fly away, mate. I tell you what.
I know, it's, I can have a little bit of fun. When I'm commentating, look, you've got to keep it up, vibe and interesting.
Interesting is certainly one way to put it, Stewie. Good on you, mate. Go and have a bit of a wander around, have a chat.
To
with some people
reference
up
the wide border sports. I'm in the glove box.
Oh, wild world of sports. Oh, that's a bit of a turn up.
Yeah.
All right, so the little Audi TT getting away down there. They've been really chasing that reaction time, leaving a couple of cherries on the tree. Not that it really matters tonight, but nonetheless, 14.57 at 99 miles per hour for that pass. So yeah, certainly a bunch more cars in the lanes down there, which is great to see. A couple that we haven't seen make a pass so far.
Do you know what? I reckon they were perhaps just trying to get away from work and then maybe taking advantage of the slightly cooler weather. I can feel the AC working a little bit more efficiently in the commentary box here at the minute. So,
yeah, not to rub it in, but Adam does have it set on sub-zero.
Yes.
In the box up here. But nonetheless, it's good stuff. We've got the Commodore in the Rocket Lane at 17.27.82 to a 17.30 at 79 in the Aeroflow lane. So that was a pretty good match race there. Ben, just because your internal thermostat's set much higher than ours doesn't mean that we're soft, all right? Okay. Yeah, well, fair, whichever way your thermostat is, you've got a high or a low temperature one, whichever way you want to think it is. We're not complaining, we're just stating. 11.69 with a 916 for the Rocket Lane. 14.20 at 100 even. Here we go. Battle of the dual cabs.
Yes.
Back again.
Here we go. This is round 2.
The Raptor is chasing redemption. The not JAC was a little bit keen on the stage there.
He's looking for
He's gone
half a
with
wheel.
he's gone with the tailgate up this time as well.
Well, didn't Mythbusters test that?
They did.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Yes. Does the Ranger stay into it this time?
Do you know what I reckon the Ranger might have been? It might have gone into some sort of limp mode on the first run because it was in front to 1,000 foot,
was,
but
yeah.
the
14:30 at 99 to a 15:0 at 89. The internal combustion engine is getting beaten up down there by the plug-in hybrid.
Just had Sam on Facebook say there's no car sound. That's because one of them's electric, so it doesn't
that's
actually
right.
produce sound.
Yeah, not a lot of car sound.
No, and I dare say that the Raptor would have been fairly quiet as well,
yes.
relatively quiet. Although I can hear a little cranky Honda down there in the burnout box.
Absolutely, a little Turbo K series burbling away. So all-wheel drive combination down here in this DC5R. It's had a few different versions, this this car, but this is the wildest to date.
Tell you what, there's not a lot of clearance between the mudguard and the front wheel, or front tyre, I should say, looking at that shot on camera.
Just about perfect, I'd say, Bushy.
Definitely don't want to put your fingers there, or they'll come away slightly shorter, I dare say.
It's away pretty cleanly there. It's definitely falling off. The boost is definitely falling off from first to second gear, so probably a little bit of some strategy coming into that and some boost control work, but I think just everything at the moment is working around getting the car to leave the line cleanly, which is easier said than done.
Well, really, it's probably the most critical part of the drag race in that the horsepower will show at the top end when you with your speed, but the time that the car runs is very critical around the 60-foot mark, and that's why we see vehicles like the other end of the scale in a top fuel dragster getting to the first timing point at 18 metres from the start line in around 0.8 of a second.
Yep.
And then they can shut off from there and still roll to a 9-second pace.
Exactly.
Just showing how critical that first 60 foot of the racetrack is.
Yeah, well, the old rule of thumb is every 10th at the 60 foot is 2 tenths at the back end of the track.
Yeah, okay.
So some sort of mysterious math / black magic that means that that's always the case. But nonetheless, we'll see. Let's see the CRV hopping off down the road there. It's certainly aggressive as the boost comes on. You see it step to the left and the right. And again, every time the torque rolls in from that Turbo K series, pretty wild. 1263 at 124 for the Aeroflow lane, 1362 at 114.
It's a bit strange, and I might be overthinking this, so I'm just going to throw it out there live to you, Pat.
Yep.
We see a V8 engine running, obviously, north-south in a car, right, and naturally the torque wants to twist the chassis up.
Yep.
With a front-wheel drive car, the engine's running the other way.
Yes.
The torque steer is obviously coming through the transfer case and the front differential, yes?
And different length axles.
Ah, right.
So because the transmission is going to be mounted on one end of the gear, one end of the engine.
Yes.
Then you're going to have a longer axle coming back across
and
the
is
other
that why
way.
they typically go one way?
Usually.
Yes. Okay. There you go. Learn something new.
Yep. And the way that the that sort of extends itself out to the way that the control arms are set up, and
Yes.
the anti-lift and all that sort of thing. So there's certainly many ways to skin a cat, but it's the harder you try and rein that torque steer in, the more stress you're putting on the driveline as well. So it's a bit of a balancing act for sure. As you see the VN up against the little IS200, which I think I heard a bit of turbo.
I
action
definitely
happening,
heard some turbo action there
down
too, Pat.
The IS200 / Altezza. If you've ever heard of Altezza tail lights, that's the car that they came from, out of the factory with those clear taillight lenses. Love them or hate them.
Well, they're in keeping to that style of car.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of other people adopted it for their style of car. R32 Skyline down there, 4-door.
Sedan, this one.
Yep. GTS 4 or something along those lines.
Probably pretty rare here in Australia.
Yeah.
If you want to take your family on a GDR adventure.
Yeah, well. RB powered in some form. I think they were all RB20s, the R32 4-doors. From the factory, anyway. 26 in the GTR, 25 in the 33s, and then 20 in the R32. Yes, indeed.
Fresh mini tubs in the back of the ute.
Ooh.
Well, I'm assuming they're fresh. They're not painted quite yet.
Yep. Performance before. Yes, exactly right. Function over form is the phrase I was looking for. So we've got the Holden Ute up against the Commodore in the rocket lane. We'll have to tell Stewie to have a look down at the drift pad down the back of the pits that we've got going on tonight. We've had all this V8 and Rotary action and Honda K series and all sorts of things, and I've got to admit I forgot about, whoa, big hop, big load of axle hop from the Ute that gets on down the track there.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. Go down and check out the drift action.
Yeah.
It's always an exciting form of motorsport.
I was just going to ask after you, mate. You've been gone for a few minutes and just want to make sure you're all right.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm all right.
Haven't been abducted by an XR6 or something like that?
Well, to be brutally honest, Steve, I haven't actually gone out to Burnout Central yet. So, yeah. I go in there, you know what they're like. Although they're not burnout people here tonight, so, you know.
I'm sure there's a few hiding around the place.
Oh, I'm sure there are. Sure there are. But I'll tell you what, it's great to see a good crowd here tonight for our V8 versus Rotary theme night. Here at Race for Real, brought to you by Aeroflow Performance. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you have got a car and you want to do some mods to it and you need parts, make sure you log on to aeroflowperformance.com.au, or if you're down in the scrutineering shed, you can grab yourself a copy of the parts catalogue, which is in there. I'm pretty sure we've got the most up-to-date version down there, so by all means go down and support the businesses that support us here at City Dragway.
Exactly right, Stu. And of course, that range of products from Aeroflow is growing week by week. I'm on their mailing list, and I get probably an email at least one every week or one every week and a half of a range of new products that they're releasing. So if there's something that you need, there's probably a good chance that Aeroflow will stock it and be able to get it for you. The next pair of cars are rolling up to the start line. Little Ford Fiesta down there in the rocket lane, the first time for this racer. Just getting a little bit of instruction on how the start line works. Little racer just rolling in. 3 counts down, both away cleanly on the start line. The Fiesta, slightly better reaction time. Out in front of the Commodore at the moment. Have a feeling it might stay that way looking at this. And a 14.1 at 98 miles an hour out of the Fiesta. I dare say that's had a bit of a tune-up. 16.21 with a 5, 82 mile an hour for the Commodore in the Aeroflow lane. Next pair rolling through the water. We have the Audi A5 on screen now. Taking on the Ford utility over there in the Aeroflow lane. Audi 091 on the tree for the Audi. And runs on through for 13.1 at 106 miles an hour to a 13.44 at 112. Very clean looking Commodore on screen now. Also the first time for this racer. The Venetians in the back and everything. Taking on the Commodore in the Aeroflow lane. One of the Aeroflow lane has run 11s on all of its passes tonight, still knocking on that door
11.03
of a 10-second pass.
I think that's the quickest pass of the night. I think the previous PB was 11.08. So certainly creeping up on it. That slightly reduced temperature out there might be aiding in a little bit of the back end.
Oh, good shot in the driver's window there of the, I think, Haltech ECU, or that...
yeah, it looks like maybe an IC7 dash and the keypad there as well. So
yeah, it's in a little bit of a sleeper body show. You wouldn't expect that tech in that car.
Love it.
But pretty cool.
Ooh, a lot of RPM hanging there for the Mustang. It might have kicked the tyres off and given the transmission something to think about on that one. So 11.55 with a 9 for the wagon, 122. That's another win for the Rotary column there.
I must say the Mustang driver doing the right thing there and not staying in the throttle.
Yep, just letting the car sort itself out.
Yep. Because the concrete walls somehow managed to be magnetic for Ford Mustangs.
Yes.
Doing that.
And and there's a lot of ratios to choose from in that box as well. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that model is a 10-speed auto.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 10R80, I think. I might be wrong, but
that must be a physically big box to fit all those gears in, Pat.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's small. You're not going to be swapping out your Power Glide, you know, for a 10R80 and fit it in the same tunnel necessarily. But yeah, probably not as big as you would think, given that it's a 10-speed. But it's all about efficiency, right? If you keep the engine in the same RPM range with more ratios, then you get sustained acceleration across it. And, yeah, you can have top gear can be longer for lower RPM at highway speeds, and lower gears can be shorter. So yeah, definitely an interesting way of going about it. And Ford have adopted that transmission across a lot of cars that they have as well. You know, like the Rangers are 10-speed autos now. The F trucks are 10-speed Mustangs. Yeah, the more and more ratios they put in there. All right, so everything seems to be all right. We've got dumped back out. It's going to line up just off the traditional groove, which is it's quite a wise decision, I would say. Chasing a little bit of fresh prep.
We did say he was on not the greatest of tyres.
It's got like more of a street slick or something, I think you said. So maybe like a semi-track sort of style.
Well, they're fairly low profile looking at from across the ways there, just out of the watchful eye of the camera on the start line. But yeah, the low profile rear tyre is not typically what you'll see on a race car, a drag race car.
The difficulty being if you've got the large HSV sort of brakes, the bigger Brembo or AP style calipers on there. Sometimes it's a bit of work to be able to get a traditional 15-inch wheel on the back of those cars that run a tall profile tyre.
But you don't need to really stop, mate. Plenty of stopping area here at Sydney Dragway.
Yeah, no worries. Leave the big brakes on the front, the
Yeah.
small ones on the back. Yeah, no worries. That's way easier than just putting small brakes on, Benny.
What's he suggesting?
Put the brake disc on the drive shaft like a monster truck.
Right.
Yeah. That sounds like a really simple mod.
No engineering required.
None whatsoever.
Whatsoever.
Backyard engineering, I reckon, is what will happen there. Yeah.
All right, so the RX-8, I think, claims the win there, in fairness.
Yep.
Dumped, unfortunately.
By default,
yeah. Well, a win's a win. Hey, it worked for Stephen Bradbury.
Absolutely.
Looks like dumped, unfortunately, being
had a little bit
pushed
of
away. Yeah, left a
couple
little
of
bit of
drips
fluid.
here and there, so not sure exactly what it was, but it doesn't look like a massive cleanup, so it could just be a little bit of condensation or something along those lines. Nonetheless, I can hear some braps down there, so a little SDR 323 and back out again. Does put on a little bit of a show, this car. It's got the little pop of flames out of the exhaust.
I did want to go Rotary in the Cortina at one point.
Interesting.
Had many wonderful ideas, but my head mechanic didn't want to touch it, so it's had to stay with it with a more traditional piston power.
It's quite polarising, the rotary power plant. If I don't think. I'm sure the guys that are familiar with them would say, "Hey, there's nothing." I don't mean this in the wrong way. I mean it in a positive way. There's nothing special about it once you understand.
Oh no,
what's happening.
It wasn't that.
But if you don't know, it's like, I don't know about that. It's some sort of black magic to me.
When I say my head mechanic, that's my father, and he's working for nothing. So I appreciate everything that he does for me. And
Too late to learn again, maybe.
I feel he was obviously more comfortable with keeping the car, and it was an everyday car. So at that point, me putting a Rotary in my first car, probably not the smartest of moves in terms of running costs.
Well, I mean, if you were going to go off the tally, the win tally for tonight, Bushy, maybe that was a wise move, because the Rotary's at 12 to 8 for the V8s at the moment.
They're definitely putting up a good fight. I'm sure having a ball doing it.
We've got the Hothouse Green LS1 Commodore in the Aeroflow lane is leading the way. It's going to get a win back for the V8 column up against the little RX-7 there. Big RPM from Ernie down there in the Celica. We've got that cool RX-2 that Stewie mentioned that was down in the lanes.
I like that.
Yeah, very cool, traditional sort of style. It's got that nice vinyl roof look to it.
Is this his first pass for tonight?
I believe so, yes. 4-door. Now, excuse me, I don't know enough. Is it still an RX-2 if it's a 4-door, or is it something else?
Yeah, I believe so.
Is it still RX-2 4-door? Yeah, okay. I don't know. I'm just asking the question because I don't know. I think Capella's are when they've got piston engines in them.
Yeah, they run a different tail light, and I think they're. I don't want to upset the Rotary people. I think
Rotary people on the live stream, tell us.
Yeah, I think the Capella has a rectangular, not the round tail light.
Tail lights, yes,
that we see in the R100s.
Yep.
And the grille is different as well. The grille headlight combination is different.
Awesome.
But I do love an early Mazda.
Undeniable. Yeah, like we mentioned earlier on, cult classic. There's, can't deny that. It's a retro cool thing. So, yeah, very, very nice. Looks like we might possibly get another win column, another one for the V8s.
Or not that much in it at the top end of the racetrack.
11 to 12, look out, but I can see quite a few Rotaries still to come through the lanes down here. So we've got piston on piston action happening with this pairing. I can see that that nice sort of sun yellow gold. I don't know how to describe that colour. Sunburst yellow, I guess you could say. RX-7 down there. Beautiful. I think that's an early one, isn't it? With the like a Series 1?
Series 1.
Maybe, yeah. I know 1, 2, 3 all look very similar, but I think that's got, because it doesn't have the bumper on the front, it's an earlier one.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Again, Rotary people will tell us.
All I know is you can pick some of those up for around the mid-20s mark still.
Yeah, right.
I think they do suffer a little bit from the bug that eats rust.
Oh, right.
Eats metal.
Eats metal, yeah. Bit of automotive cancer.
Yes, yeah, that's another way of describing. But hey, what early model car does it?
Yeah, it's not exclusive to Mazdas, that's for sure.
No, 100%. I'm pretty sure the car and camera's probably had a little bit of metal cancer in its life.
100%. All right, here we go. We've got the nice XP two-door down there up against the VX SS. XP will lead the way out of the hole. Nice clean pass there. 178.60. That's on the money for that car. Down there, it will get there first at an 11.90 with a 114 miles per hour to a 12.74 at 110 for the Commodore.
All right, Steve and Pat, I'm making my way into Burnout Central.
Look out.
Hey, it's all right for you two. You're up in the commentary box. I'm not.
Yeah, we're not that silly.
True. Okay. Now, there are any Rotary fans. I know there was a couple of people up in the stands. Anybody that's a Rotary fan up here? Now we're talking right. I'm safe here. How many V8 fans have we got here tonight? Well, this could be interesting. We've got Rotary on one side and we've got V8 on the other. I like this. We got a bit of fun with this.
But you know what? They're all passionate about drag racing, and that's the most important thing, Stu.
And that's exactly right. That's exactly right. What's your name there, buddy?
Dylan.
Dylan, welcome to Aeroflow Race for Real, mate. Tell me, you got a favourite Rotary here tonight, or you just like them all?
The RX-7s are the best ones out.
Yeah, I agree. The FD RX-7s, that iconic body shape. You wish you owned one?
No, I want a R31.
Oh, wow, okay. Oh. Yeah. Do you do any form of motorsport in that car?
No, not really.
Well, mate, hopefully we'll see you out here one night racing.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, we'll pop over to the other side of the equation. I can already feel the flames coming off my back at the moment. V8 fan, what's your name, buddy?
Brayden.
Mate, welcome to Aeroflow Race for Real. Mate, you got a favourite V8 here tonight so far?
Probably the Maloos. Yeah, Maloos definitely.
Yeah, they're definitely a cracker of a vehicle, aren't they? And we're lucky enough that we've got a couple of quick ones here tonight.
Definitely do, especially that red one.
Do you drive a V8 Holden yourself?
No, but I've got a VX that I want to do LS to it.
Nice. Now, if you get that finished, tell me you're going to drag race it, not put it on the burnout pad.
Definitely going to race it.
That's my man. Well done. Great to have you all here as part of Aeroflow Race for Real. Our V8 versus Rotary theme night. I might just hang here, boys. I better go do some work. Now, I did have a look down the back at some of the drifting, and I've got to say, if you're up in the crowd, guys, you are able to go down to the pits and check out the drifting. They're going pretty mental down there just quietly.
Beautiful. Glad everyone can have a good time out here at Sydney Dragway, adding some drifting in with the drag racing at the same time. Thanks for those reports up there in the stands, Stu.
Mate, I'll tell you what, I actually like getting up in the stands with the microphone because, number one, you get to have a chat with the fans that come out and support what we do. They've probably got friends racing as well, which is even better. So they can give them a little bit of friendly stick, and I mean that pretty serious, friendly stick, so no swearing. But I got a lovely young lady here. What's your name? What's your name?
Brittany.
Brittany? I know who you are, Britt, but you know, for the lovely people here. Brittany, are you a V8 person or a Rotary person?
V8.
Yeah, have you got a favourite V8 here tonight, Brittany?
The blue Commodore.
You like that, the VF?
Yeah.
It sounds hot, doesn't it? Great to have you here. Oh, yeah. Great part of being up here at Aeroflow Race for Real, particularly having the roving mic, because I can come up, have a chat with our people rather than just being stuck down on the track. And like I always say, boys, it ain't a race meeting without our fans here.
Exactly right, Stuart, and they're very passionate about their motorsport. It's this very nicely presented early model Falcon on screen right now.
Yeah, up against the later model BF GT in the Rocket Lane. Don't see a great deal of late model FPVs, do we?
No, I
Bushy?
guess a lot of them probably tucked away.
Yeah, I think that's right, because they used to be everywhere on the road. Like, quite a few years ago, of course.
Yes.
You'd regularly see an FPV somewhere here, there, or there,
Perhaps.
but a lot of the GTs are tucked away.
All right, we've got Maestro about to hit the track. This beautiful looking Capri. Adam's favourite shade of green.
Green is nice.
Well, they say that green is an unlucky colour in drag racing. I beg to differ. Just go and ask Sammy Joe, which will probably put that myth to bed. But it's great to have the boys out here bringing the car out for our V8 versus Rotary theme night, brought to you by Aeroflow Performance. And not to be outdone, this Commodore that's next to him, there's no slouch at all. It's actually been a killer night so far for the V8s and the Rotaries. That decades-old rivalry from the street scene from back in the day. Now, I'm just going to hop over the fence because we're about to have Pack Performance take on Rotormaster, Eddie Harwark, in the Rocket Lane in his Mazda from Enviro Weight Services.
I tell you what, Pat, I could listen to that Ford Capri all day long.
Mate, that Capri is a wild bit of gear. Not only does it have all of the RPM around, but it's got all the excitement off the line. Back wheels hopping and jumping, the front wheels trying to reach for the sky, and it still runs a 991 at 137 miles per hour. What a package. This is a cool pairing that we've got down here. We've got Pat car versus Rotormaster car, pair of RX3s.
Feels like I'm across the road back in the
Yeah, that's right, back in the day. Yeah, no, it's very cool to see these guys back out here and staying true to their roots, I guess you would say.
Yes.
As Stu mentioned earlier, Eddie in the Rocket Lane is normally driving a piston-powered RX-7 these days, the Enviro car.
Have a go at the paintwork on this RX-3 on screen.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Wow. Yeah, they turn out a pretty race car, don't they? There.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very nice leave to 1.4 seconds to the 60-foot for the Aeroflow lane. 120 mile an hour at half track and at 928 with a 6 at 148 miles an hour. Very consistent for the racer in the Aeroflow lane.
Absolutely. Eddie, another nice pass as well. 968 at 140 miles per hour. Obviously taking his time to get that car up onto the two-step. But nice clean pass nonetheless.
Well, Eddie's daughter now behind the wheel of her RX-3, Anthony Panetta, who has been racing for a long time, the Panetta Brothers Racing. Mate, being here at V8 versus Rotary night, does it take you back?
Oh yeah, it takes me way back. I mean, how good is this? These cars are killers. It's so much fun to watch them go down the track. I'd rather be in it, but it is so cool to watch these guys and girls go down the track. It is the best. If you've got a car out there, bring it down.
Absolutely. All right, Bill Hatson to Carlos out, .033 on the tree.
A lot of wheel spin off the line there for Bill, which is a little bit odd for him tonight. Nice launch from the rotor in the Rocket Lane. That's a 10.26 with a 430 miles per hour. Very consistent, that car.
Yeah, both the Harwich cars
Yep.
running very consistently, and as did the grey RX-3 as well. That
that was super clean.
Ran similar on its first pass as well.
That pass, yeah, really, really nice.
Pair of dialed-in racing teammates on the start line. Sammy Joe on screen.
Yep.
shot of the nitrous oxide being purged over the windscreen. Of course, that's removing all of the, all or any of the oxygen bubbles that may be in the nitrous line. 0.31 on the tree for Sammy. Green machine out in front.
What it gets, is it 999, 134, still at that 134 mile per hour. So actually, some couple of question marks coming from the dialed-in team.
Do you know what
on
it
that
needs?
one.
It needs bigger shot. That's what it needs.
Well, that's what they're working out. They've gone from a smaller shot to a bigger shot, but it's not translating 2 mile per hour on the track, which is what they're trying to figure out.
Maybe it just needs
like an extra bigger shot, you mean?
Or a separate button that says, you know what, send it. Like they do in that movie series.
Oh yeah. Just forever being able to push it again and it making more and more horsepower every time.
It worked. It worked for that.
Magic. Yeah. 17 speed. Yeah, manual gearbox. Yeah. Mitsubishi Eclipse with a road ranging gearbox.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got about 40 minutes until we call out the winner for the fastest reaction time tonight, and also commentator's choice. So, to all the racers, guys, make sure you're sticking around after 9 o'clock, because you never know, it could be you walking away with a free ticket to next week's Race for Real.
That's a good deal, as we see Wally Hoster down there on a solo pass. Oh, the little Kawasaki. Not a bad reaction from Wally on that one. 074 on the tree, a 174, 60 foot, 116 miles per hour to the half track, 987 with a 5 at 143 miles per hour. So Wally having the time of his life down there, getting some practice laps in for track champs on the weekend. I dare say he'll be out here competing in street bike, I think, from memory, while he runs in. It's been a little while since I've been here at the track champs. Street bike or mod?
I think mod bike.
Mod bike. Oh, yeah, okay. Yep. I did put my little asterisk excuse at the end of my statement. So
it's all good.
You know, the bike is designated as a modified bike.
Mod bike, beautiful.
Yeah, it's good to see a few Honda Civics here tonight that are out having a little bit of fun. I know it's a V8 versus Rotary theme night, but we encourage everybody to come out and have a play. We've got Jumpy, this very tough BMW wagon that is about to come out. It's just at the back of the tunnel. It's got some pretty serious rear rubber on it from Max Euro.
Yeah, they've got a bit of a program happening with that M3, Stewie. They're on a bit of a mission to run some pretty quick times. So, yeah, very interested to see how the progress is going with that car. It's got, I think from memory, it's got like the full carbon wide body front on it. So the fenders are all carbon, the bonnet.
Yeah, it's got that. Let's have a quick word with the driver. Hey man, how you doing?
Good, brother. How are you?
Yeah, good, bro. Hey man, what's the plan for tonight?
It's the last outing before we start building the engine and going to a full build. So this Saturday everything's coming out and we're going to come back with a lot more power.
Wow, so what, it's going to have a full billet block in it?
They don't make billet yet for the S58, but we've got a stage 4 KLM Savage going into it.
Far out.
That's pretty spicy.
So with this combination you've got now, what's the quickest you've gone in this car?
Around 9.9 last time, coming straight from roll racing. So hopefully we can do a little bit better this time.
Wow, 9.9. Now, to be fair, Pat, I know Steve's heard me say this a lot over the years as well. I'm a big fan of wagon race cars, and particularly when it comes to the weight shift of these cars. I'm interested to see what they do with this car, because obviously we've seen the sedans, we know how quick they are, but these wagons are a totally different kettle of fish. take my hat off to those guys, Pat, because, you know, it's a late model BMW. I'm sure that parts and everything are not cheap for that car. And to do what they're doing, that is impressive.
Yeah, no, they're definitely making a big commitment, taking, effectively a brand new M3 wagon, which is not a small entry price. So, but you know, if you want to be individual, or you want to push the boundaries on something that hasn't really been done to a great extent here in Australia on a relatively new platform, then yeah, all the power to them to commit to that program. And yeah, we're pretty keen to see what Jumpy's got for us tonight. So we've got the VL back in the rocket lane up against the Falcon Ute. Falcon, I've noticed, has sort of not been leaving the line under a lot of boost, so it might be still, you know, standard sort of gearbox converter combination on that one. It seems to, you know, have a decent bit of mile per hour as it gets on down the track, but let's see what they can do this time around.
All right, the VL away nicely, sub 2 seconds to the 64. The Falcon Ute keeping it honest, but I think the VL's starting to pull away fractionally, and around about half a second the margin across the finish line. 11.84 with a 3, 115 miles an hour to a 12.44 for the utility in the Aeroflow lane.
Yeah, very nice. We've got the DC5 back out here again. A little bit more testing, a little bit more tuning. See if they can get off the line with a decent amount of boost on this pass. Oh yeah, scrabbling for traction on that one. It's a real challenge to get that car off the line because, you know, more RPM, you're coming off the clutch, it wants to turn the tyres, and then all of a sudden you're out of gear ratio, right? Because it's a, you know, just first gear on most Honda boxes pretty short, so yeah, definitely some challenges to work through there. But, here we go. We've got 2 long roofs, I guess you could say. We've got the M3 wagon, Jumpy out here. Nice launch, 155.60 for the big M3 wagon. As the CRV still working through getting that car off the line as it wanders its way down the track at 10.190, 133 miles per hour for Jumpy. 12.96 at 131 for the CRV, and I think on a 400 metre pass it just went 420 metres, walking its way from the left to the right in the rocket lane.
And the BMW there, no mess, no fuss.
Yeah, just you know, on the launch control, let go of the brake, off it goes, see you later. Go around the return road, flick the heated seats back on. Maybe adjust the climate control. Not that the air conditioning should be on because we don't want you to drop condensation on the track. Thank you very much. All right, we've got the red Evo back up to the line in the rocket lane. The Golf just not quite into...
King 30, the number plate for the Golf.
Maybe had a VL before?
Okay, yes.
3 litre, possibly?
Yeah. The Mark 6.
Oop. Yep, you've just gone through the staging beams a little bit. That's all good.
Taking on the red Evo down there in the rocket lane.
This is a great point to mention for all the first timers out there. Don't be nervous. If you get something not exactly quite right on the track line, you've got guys like Bill down there that'll tell you exactly what it is that you need to do. So don't feel like you've done something wrong. Don't feel like you're being a nuisance or anything like that. It's your first time. That's why we write FT on the back of the car. So all the staff know we're just going to give you a little bit of extra grace. It's just like having an L plate on your car when you're on the road. Exactly. Everyone else on the road is supposed to go, I'm going to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time, figure it all out. Same thing with FT here at the track. 11.40 with a 9, 124 miles per hour for the Evo. Getting after it a little bit more in the short track there.
Yes, very much so. And a 15.0 for the Golf.
Yep.
GDI there, not a bad pass at all.
Very good. Mean RS down here in the rocket lane. Audi RS3. Seen some very impressive times come out of these cars. This being the 5-cylinder Audi engine. And this is the, I believe this is the model that Chris Galano used the 7-speed auto out of in his Golf R.
Yes.
So,
Adam going for a run?
Yeah, just a little bit of exercise.
Just decided that.
Yep.
A spurt of energy, and
he's
had
feeling
to burn
sporty.
It off.
Look, got it. He's got it. Is he going to clear the wall? He clears the wall. Nice one.
Well
Very
done,
good.
Adam.
He didn't do it. I wasn't going to say it. Ben. We're all good to go. That's all clear. We'll wait until our track marshal's back in position.
Well, I'm just down here with my Mazda peeps. As you do. What's going on, brother? How's the 323 wagon going?
323 wagon's going well tonight.
Hey, you're putting out some pretty good times.
Knocking out consistent 11s. 11-1, it's not bad on very little power.
Well, I was going to say, sometimes consistency is better than outright speed, isn't it?
Consistency is far more difficult than outright speed. And it's done 1.5 all week, or 1.5, 1.660 all night, so it's going well.
Hey, it's not a bad turnout of Rotaries tonight, is it?
No, it's been all right. Like, I'm surprised how many turned up. A couple of real fast ones, and a couple of us normal guys.
Everybody's in the same boat, mate. There are people, ones that are quicker, but at the end of the day, you're all out here for the same thing.
Yeah, we're all chasing the numbers.
Now, tell me a little bit about your 323 wagon, because obviously...
It's a bit of a test bed for Kemps Creek Motorsport, where I'm from. Sorry, I got the MJ shirt on tonight, but yeah, we just use it to sort of put engine combos in, and if you want to sell it to a customer type thing, if you want to make 350, you want to make 400, you want to make 600, whatever. So it's basically just to show what we can sort of do. This is my personal car, but Anthony tunes it, I built it, I'm the fabricator there, Stewie runs the show. I was racing here last time, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago. It was actually Stewie's engine in it, but we pulled it out, put my one in it when it was ready, and it's gone a little faster. We turned the boost up this time, so we can crack a 10.
So it will still be a 13B underneath the bonnet?
13B, it was a Series 5 motor, now it's a Series 6. That's basically it, same turbo, same everything, just changed the block, put a new, and turn the boost up and see how we go.
Now it is manual, isn't it?
It's manual, yeah, super 5-speed. Super 5-speed for now, I just got a clutchless for it, so next time you see me out here, might be doing some other crazy stuff.
That's what I like, that great word, crazy. I like that.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. That will definitely be fun. There's only so far you can go for H pattern, so you know we're going to end up running fast in 1050, getting booted off, and then the whole snowball will start again. Roll cage and all the fun things.
Exactly right. Well, mate, it's great to have you here, mate. It's part of Kemps Creek Motorsport, and it's great to have the old 323 wagons out here having a little bit of fun tonight. Now, of course, It's Fat is sitting directly behind him. The owner's here. Hey, brother. Come here, man. Tell me a little bit about your Mazda.
Oh, it's got a rebuilt about 4 months ago. It's a standard 13B turbo. That's about it.
And who did that for you?
Matt Sport, Bill.
Yeah. Bill Nabham? Yeah.
That's about it. It's Bridgeport. That's about it, so yeah.
Mate, it's a great looking car. It really is, man. And, mate, I've got to give you credit. They're the cleanest set of Simmons I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, they are Simmons, yeah.
Yeah, but they're like super shiny. I take it's credit to you, man. They're so shiny, man. I did say they look like they're as shiny as a bald bloke's head, but earlier, but you know I had to say it. But no, it looks great. Good on you, brother. Thanks for bringing the car out too, man, for our V8 versus Rotary theme night. Now, of course, I'm gonna have to talk to the driver of the XP Falcon. This gentleman, not only does he love to rip a good skid, but he's doing a great job. How's it going tonight in the car?
Real good. Yep, lost power steering belt, but don't really need that. So that's going good.
Well, yeah, I mean, that can be an easy fix.
Yeah, when I get back driving it on the road, probably. No, going good. Best times tonight ever. So, yeah, down to 11.85. so which is pretty good with highway gears in it.
Because it's not a light car by any stretch of the imagination.
No, she's still 1,200 kilos, something around like that, maybe 1,250. But no, it's a good motor. The guy that built the motor's a legend, so it just keeps going. So I'll have a few more runs and see what happens.
Well, you're doing a great job out there, mate. Once again, thank you for bringing the car out, mate. It is a bit of a crowd favourite. It's also a bit of a commentator's favourite too. We love seeing this car. I know you love doing your burnout. That's why we love it. I'll tell you what, boys, it's always great to be down here, and what a great night for racing. It's still pretty warm out here, by the way. There's a few guys who got the guns out, like this gentleman. It's here. Why aren't you racing tonight?
Me? My car's stuffed up.
Again?
Again.
All right, I'm not going to ask because smoke will start coming out your ear holes. I know what you're like.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the joys of cars, boys. They either want to play ball or they don't. Now, Steve, you'll be happy to know that there's a white Cortina about to come out.
A white Cortina?
Yes, with a P plate on it, on a historic plate.
You mentioned that car a little while ago. He's not yet come out for a run that I've seen.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate, it's first timer behind the wheel as well, which is even better. Oh, look, we got a Skyline. Or a GTRS. Beautiful. Didn't think we'd see a Skyline out here tonight.
Well, we've got the drifting going on down the back, Stewie, so of course there's got to be a couple of Skylines floating around somewhere.
Yeah, well, man, it's great to see one out here actually attacking the quarter mile and having a little bit of a run. I'll tell you what, though, this ute that's sitting below you, Steve, this thing looks nice. Another first timer behind the wheel.
A bunch of first timers here tonight. It's great to see.
And we got another earlier model Commodore, maybe a VH behind him, also a first timer. It's fantastic to see. This ute has got some big fat rubber on the rear end of it. Like an old school Pro Street looking car from back in the day, Steve. I can't wait to see what this thing's going to do for us. It's naturally aspirated. But being a Holden, who knows what it's got underneath the bonnet?
I think he ran when you were up in the grandstands a little bit earlier.
Well, I dare say there's got to be a prerequisite if you drive a ute. It's got to have big fat tyres on the rear end of it, you know? It's got to give it that real Pro Street look. All right, the Skyline. Doing Skyline things. And about to take on the Blakehurst Automotive Falcon.
Yeah, it'll be interesting combination down here. Very well presented Falcon from what we've seen, and the four-door Skyline doesn't look too bad either down there. It's got a couple of those sort of drift style body kit happening on there. Falcon getting down to business. It's an auto gearbox behind that Barra, making it a little bit quicker down the track at 12.65 at 123. So 15.23 at 101 for the Skyline.
Yeah, that Falcon's been fairly consistent around that mid-12 second zone as well, Pat.
Yep. Got the little IS200 back out here with turbo combination. I wonder if it's had the 2J swap.
Well, these weren't a bad power plant as they were. They were the 3S GTE.
Well, it depends. Yeah, 200 and then the IS300. There was they were 6-cylinder, I think, weren't they?
Oh, okay, I wasn't aware.
Yeah, 306s and the 200s were 4s, maybe. Yeah, I think it had the Beams engine, didn't it? This car originally, the 4-cylinder Beams engine was in the Altezas in Japan,
which we had a father and son racing a Corolla, I think, a couple of months back, had one of those motors in it.
Yep.
Is the Cortina that Stewie was just chatting about in the rocket lane. Looking great out there on the start line at Sydney Dragway.
Looks like a pretty clean example.
Taking on an equally clean looking Holden Commodore.
Yeah, great to see two first-timers out here tonight for Aeroflow Race for Real. Looks like the Commodore has got the jump, will take the win, but nevertheless, they're out here and they are having fun. We've got 94 GMH about to come out, another first-timer in the Commodore. And we've got Skid Pig down here in the Aeroflow lane. And as the name suggests, loves his burnouts.
All right, let's see what we've got for this pair of Commodores. Zero traction for the Skid Pig. Who would have thunk it? It's because the tyre surface was thermonuclear after the burnout. A 1486 at 95 for the Rocket Lane to a 1929 at 68 miles per hour for the Aeroflow lane.
All right, we've got another first timer down here in the Mazda Astina. Young P-plater doing the right thing, getting it off the streets. And in beside him, we've got the Mitsubishi Lancer, also a P-plater, also a first timer. Now these were a little bit of a fun car back in the day, the Mazda 323, particularly the SP20s. They were quite popular.
Yeah, it was all down to SP20s and Triple S Pulsars back in the day, wasn't it, Stewie?
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, the little Pulsar Triple S's had it over the 323s, but the Astinas were a very, very good handling car. They may not necessarily be the quickest, but you punt them through a corner and they're a lot of fun. And 1827 there for the Mazda as the LEC Towing and Transport 323 wagon from SDR Motorsport gets a little bit loose in the burnout and about to take on the VX Commodore.
More aggressive off the line for the wagon this time round. It's a 186 60 foot. Let's see where it ends up in the quarter mile. 12.21 with a 5 at 115 miles per hour and a 16.35 at 86 for the V6 Commodore. All right, we've got the blue VF HSV back out again in the Aeroflow lane up against the little red RX-7. See what the VF has for us this time. Working those tyres, 1647 is about on the money for the 60 foot for that car tonight. Let's see, does it get there in the big end? 11.02. It's got 11.0, 11.0, 11.0 so far tonight. So getting closer and closer. 13.62 at 95 for the RX-7. 14 apiece there. We're all tied up on the leaderboard for the V8 versus Rotary tonight. Let's see what we've got as our next pairing. We've got the other 323 wagon up against the Race for Real Mustang. Let's see, V8 versus Rotary back up to the line. Mustang had a bit of a traction issue. Maybe got hung in a gear earlier on, and oh, it's a similar thing again on that one. .1074 with a 7 at 127 for the Mazda. So obviously a little bit of maybe some transmission concerns for the Mustang there, but that does edge the Rotaries back ahead again, 14 to 15. Yeah, it's Fat back up to the line. RX-7. This long wheelbase Commodore or Holden product, I think it's a Caprice or Statesman, whichever one. Done plenty of laps tonight. It's holding its own on the short track there, but it looks like the RX-7 might have the legs just to get there first, and it will. A 14:37 at 100 to a 15:409. Right, we go Jay in the RX-7. It's back up against the XP Coupe. Both really tough cars. The XP gets away pretty well. It's been running in the 11-second range all night, but we know Jay's got 10-second area there. Rose through the gears, and it will get there first. 1083 at 131 to a 1261 at 113. So a little bit off the money for the XP on that pass. The Rotary's pushing the lead out yet again with the matchup. 17 to 14 on the leaderboard. We've got the VXSS in the Aeroflow lane up against that beautiful yellow gold RX-7. Fighting wheel spin from both lanes there. VX just has its nose ahead at half track. The RX-7 is coming for it. It looks like it's going to be a close one as we get down to the end there. The RX-7 does pip him right at the end. 1281 at 113 to a 1316 at 110. Just a 1/10 of a second margin of victory for the RX-7 across the line.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got just under 15 minutes until we call out the winner of the fastest reaction time and the commentator's choice as picked by Steve, Pat and myself. So at about 5 to 9, I will head upstairs and have a bit of a chin wag with the boys, and I'll get the winners of the 2 free tickets for Race Reel for next week. I've got a photo of a couple of cars, but I will go up and have a chin wag with the boys, and we will decide the commentator's choice.
Yeah, no, keen to pass on those tickets to some deserving winners. So we've got some Holden versus Ford, HSV versus FPV happening down here. I think we've got a bit of a Turbo LS combo in the VE HSV in the Aeroflow lane. Up against the BF FPV GT in the Rocket lane.
Yeah, this VE was out here a few weeks ago, Pat, and was putting down some very, very good passes.
Yep, whoa, a lot of wheel spin and maybe a little bit of clutch there as well. Off the line for the VE. The Falcon just cruising its way on down the Rocket lane. It's going to cross for a 1767 at 85 miles per hour, so a very leisurely pass for the FPV there. And of course the VE just transiting the lane. No point chasing a time when you've got a launch like that.
Well, you were 100% right about the clutch, Pat. You can definitely smell it down here from where the car was turning the tyres.
A lovely fragrance, Stu.
Yes, not quite as good as E85 or methanol, but you know, it's probably the third best thing. For a fan, maybe not so much a driver.
Yeah, not ideal.
But our track walkers have checked the track, and looks like they're giving it all the all clear. We can all put our fingers up and go, hey, Charger! The 1974 Charger about to let loose up against NA 383.
Stout burnout from the Charger.
Love it.
What's that, Benny? Were you saying the Charger is a spring chicken like yourself? Yeah, 74 vintage, that one down there. It's a nice launch as well. 024 reaction time, so nice reaction time from the driver. It's going to keep its nose ahead on the way down there and beat the later model Commodore 12.15 at 111 miles per hour to a 12.37 at 110.
All right, we've got Epic 1 down here, this little Tirana, about to take on the Rotomaster Racing RX-8.
Let's see what the Tirana's got. Gets away cleanly. It's going to give another tick in the win column for the V8s by the looks of things. It's now 15 to 18. V8s trailing the Rotaries. I think that's going to get. I think that gap's going to get pushed out a little bit again, just quietly, with this pairing. Beautiful Ford in the Aeroflow lane, but I don't think it's got 960s under the bonnet. Eddie Howatch back out there in the RX-3. Really nice car. Killer burnout that he's just done. John Force style, driving it through the start line there. On the trans brake a little bit sooner this time. Oh, the Ford's driven through the beams, unfortunately, trying to bring it up on the converter. Bit of wheel spin from Eddie Howatch on that one, just trying to get after it a little bit harder, but he's going to gather it up and run it on out the back door by the looks of things. 1180 at 133. Obviously, wheel spin just killing the ET for Eddie on that one. And a bit of a shame for the Ford, left before the third amber, so not an indicative time there. So we've got Miss Howatch down there in the Rocket Lane in the little blue RX-3. Ernie Hudson in the Celica. 408 Cleveland power, I believe, in this.
They just had a quick word with the Ernie boys, and he's just chasing a bit of an electrical gremlin in the car. He thinks he may have got on top of it, but we'll soon see.
Bit of wheel spin for Ernie, but he's gathered it up and he is off down the track. That will be a win in the column for the V8s. Just tagging the limiter as it crosses the line down there, 9002 at 153 miles per hour. Another clean and stable launch for the RX-3. 1034 with a 6 at 124. Really consistent car, that one. Great to see. Okay, so we're 19 versus 16. Rotary still in the lead by a couple of points. Corey Stuttery up against the RX-3. Corey's always great on the light, down there with the reaction time. RX-3 is getting up on the brake. But, that nitrous combination of Corey's getting away quickly. The RX-3 is going to have some horsepower here. It's doing a lot of chasing, but I don't know if it's going to get there. It doesn't. A 10.90 with a 6 at 125 for Stuttery, a 9.28 with a 5 at 148 for the RX-3. So 0.62 on the light. Corey's been really consistent tonight, doing well. Wild Capri back out again up against Sammy Joe Johnson in the VH. See where we're at. I love the way this little Capri revs. It's just straight up to the top end of town when it comes to getting on the throttle. .053 reaction time for Sammy Joe. Gets out really cleanly. Still the nose ahead, just around half track. Crosses the line first at 9.98 with a 7 at 134 to a 9.91 with a 4 at 137.
You can really feel the humidity a bit out here too, fellas. In the last hour, it's still warm, but you can definitely feel the stickiness in the air.
Oh, so it's got more humid as time goes by, Stu. Great reaction time for the rider in the rocket lane. 062 on the tree. 975 with a 9 at 149 to a 994 with a 9 at 148 miles per hour. Big Harley giving us some burnout action. Oh, AJ still trying to tame that MT. Whoa, it gets real close to the signage there. Just double checking the sponsors on the rocket lane down there. It keeps it off the wall, which is nice. Cross for a 12.48 with a 2. Got the replay just heading right towards it. Just want to confirm that those sponsor labels are stuck properly on the wall in the rocket lane. So yeah, he didn't get quite a good look on the first pass. So yeah, very nice there on the replays. You can see. AJ's going to have to, I think, maybe stage up more to the left side of the rocket lane if he goes down that lane again tonight, just for safety's sake. But Wally Hoster here back in the Aeroflow lane. Kawasaki, 190 reaction time, so a little bit off the money from where he's been earlier today. But nice and consistent through the gears. Bit of a dip on the big end of the track, 10.54 at 124, so not quite as quick, but I think he's been focusing on the short track tonight. A little EK Civic up against the Commodore. Okay, in full stage. Remember, these two were pretty close earlier in the night. VY's treat him. So, oh, Civic's got a bit of performance here. I think this is a different Civic that I was looking at earlier on. A 12.77 at 120. That is a very different Civic to the one I thought it was earlier on tonight. Yeah, maybe. I think it's found a turbo. That one very good. Just tidying up that start line for everyone. Just double checking the big end of the track, making sure everyone's happy. Having a quick look down near the start line there. right, we're all good to go. So we'll get our cars back up to the track. Oh, I see. We've got some deliberation happening when it comes to the picks for our winners tonight. So we'll just continue to see some cars run down the strip, and while we deliberate between a lot of us, we might duck off to a couple of sponsored ads while we've got some cars running down. We'll be right back with you with the results for this evening.
Building a street car through to a race car? Be sure to think of Aeroflow Performance. The ever-increasing range that started with just hose, fittings and fuel system components has grown to include boosted turbochargers, bang shift shifters, X-Pro ignition and electrical accessories, Bosch motorsport products, fabrication parts, as well as driveline and engine components. With an exceptional distribution network and inventory, Aeroflow products are always within reach. With more to come in the future, be sure to keep an eye out at aeroflowperformance.com.
We feel that pulse in the engine boom. Brisbane showgrounds, hear the crowd go zoom. Performance pulse, heart racing all day long. Revving up the culture, this is our song. Drop the clutch, light the flames. We rolling deep, JDM muscle cars, drifters on the street. Halls packed tight, horsepower insane. Performance pulse on the map, we own this lane. Dynos hitting hard, see the torque go wild. Chops, builds, custom rides, every dream compiled. From classics to mods, bikes and 4x4. Fans lit up with energy, always wanting more. DJ on the deck, speed banging heavy. Crowd moving, feet grooving, vibe keep steady. From sunset cruising to the midday blast. Performance pulse.
Heavy Duty magazine is the proud sponsor of Sydney Dragway Street Bike. Editor Mick Withers is a long-time racer and supporter of this entry-level bracket. Heavy Duty is Australia's #1 Harley-Davidson magazine, with road tests of new Harleys, features on wild customs and tech articles from riders with grease under their fingernails. Heavy Duty is also proud to sponsor modified bike champion Sean Ricketts, upcoming junior drag bike racer Anastasia Lucky, and modified bike racer Peter Bartlett. Grab your copy of Heavy Duty magazine from heavyduty.com.au.
You can spot them from a mile away. The ones who run Mickeys. They don't blend in. They don't back down. They build bigger. They drive harder. They win. Mickey Thompson isn't for everyone. It's for those who refuse to follow and choose to lead. Running Mickeys means something. It means you're part of a movement. Builders, racers, rebels. People who defy limits. Who set trends, not follow them. Who don't ask for permission. You want grip? You want guts? You want glory? Then you want Mickeys. Because if you're not running Mickeys, you're missing out on the most iconic name in tires and wheels. Born from American ingenuity, still American owned. Built for those who blaze their own trail. Mickey Thompson, for the bold, for the winners, for the ones who forge their own legacy.
team coordinator for Volante Rosso. We're here at Phillip Island where we've got our Radicals and our GT3. They're currently out on track and they're the champions of the weekend. However, we wouldn't be here without our partners Pack Lease, who are the real heroes who help us get here. They help us get to any event that we need to go to, including race weekends, media days, and track days. We've been partnered with the team at Pack Lease for the past 3 years, and we couldn't think of anyone better who we want to do this with. They get us from A to B and to every racetrack and every event that we need to go to. They are so extremely helpful with everything that we need, and we love being partnered with them.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannon's,
We've also got Shannon's Home and Contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
Simpson Race Products Australia offers the widest range of safety gear, including helmets, Simpson hybrids, boots, driving suits, gloves, harnesses, underwear, accessories, and much more. Whether you're on the drag strip, circuit, or off-road, Simpson Race Products Australia has all the gear to keep you protected. Built to protect every race, every track, every lap. Simpson Racing Products Australia. For more information or to get some of the best safety equipment in Australia, send an email to sales@simpsonraceproducts.com.au or contact them directly on 0407 108 103 or 02 9545 6662.
Drag racing, it isn't just a sport, it's our legacy. Performance, it isn't just a word, it's our promise. 3 generations, one unwavering passion. Speedflow, where innovation meets performance. Proudly Australian, unmistakably world class. Speedflow.
I have this incredible drive to succeed. I've just got this ambition, I want to get on the podium. I think there's a lot of people that have an older mentality and don't think women belong in motorsport. And that's one thing I'd like to prove a lot of people wrong. It's you in the car and it's your ambition and your drive to win. As soon as that helmet goes on, that's it. I'm Brooke Newson. I'm a sprint car and outlaw car driver.
Sydney Dragway, Aeroflow race for real. We've got Drift Club down the back, doing some drifting in the pits, and plenty of cars rolling through on the drag strip. We've just been having a bit of discussion, a bit of deliberating. Stewie tried to bash Adam because he didn't like the same car that he liked. No, not really. It's all pretty amicable up here, but
I fear you're painting an unfair picture here.
Yeah, well, you know.
Stewie's not here to back himself, so...
He jumped up and tried... Yeah, well, you know. He was making some sort of noise. I'm not really sure what it was, but, you know. He seemed perturbed. But nonetheless, the boys have gone down just to confirm and have a chat with our choice of the evening. Still got a few cars down in the lanes wanting to roll through and make some passes. So there's been some great cars out here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And some cars we haven't seen here before. Plenty of first-timers.
Yep.
Just goes to show, if you're sitting out in the crowd or watching at home on the live streams, want to give this racing a crack for whatever the reason, whether you just really want to go fast or whether you want to see what it's like on the racetrack, how your car performs.
Yep.
Get out here to Sydney Dragway next week.
Do it safely in a controlled environment. Have plenty of fun. You can even bring a friend. They can go as a passenger in your car as well, so you can have fun all together. Let's see a couple of vehicles make their way on down the track. It was a pretty healthy burnout from one of those competitors. I didn't see which car it was, but the smoke's still clearing at the back. And Bushy's choking on the smoke. It's made its way into the combox.
I think it was the Commodore in the Rocket Lane, Pat.
Strange, isn't it, that often some of the best burnouts are from Commodores?
They're just
Just seems to go together.
You're well constructed for it.
Single beggars. Absolutely. All right, next pair out at the line. I think with a little Mazda Stina down there up against the Commodore, VS Commodore. Now the split between V8s and Rotaries tonight for the theme.
Yeah.
It's gotten a little closer. So the V8s have gotten a couple of points back there. It's 17 to 19, the way of the Rotaries. So, and there's a few coming through the tunnel. Oh, they called it. How silly of me. So competition is done at 9. That means that the Rotaries will take the win in the theme night.
Yeah, I think that the Rotary drivers should congratulate their fellow Rotary drivers and say, well done, we showed them.
Absolutely. That's great. I thought we were still running a little bit later in the evening, but no. Skid Pig back out again for some more skidding. That's enough. You've done enough.
Never.
No, seemingly.
You've got to remember, normally that car would leave the racing surface without tyres on it.
Yes.
You've got to remember that.
It's true. Got off the line a lot nicer this time, though. I will admit. No heavy wheel spin off the line. Going to get down to the line first, lead the way over the Lancer, 16:36 at 78. Ooh. 16:75, a wild skid from the 323 wagon down there, the STR one.
It had a fair bit of opposite lock, but it came out of the water. I thought it was going to end up back to the wall.
Yeah.
Just had to halt the breath and go.
Good steering by the driver.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's a passenger on board there too.
Oh, is there? Yeah. Okay. Well, you got to get it excited. Right?
Lots of RPM and a big flash of flame out of the RX-7, and again in the 2-3 shift.
323 really rounding him up here. I think it might get him, or is the RX-7 just going to get there first? It does. 14:38 with a 7 at 97 to a 12:33 at 102.
Yeah, the 323 just gave too much away on the start line there.
A little bit too much. Looks like the Skyline's had a bit of a failure down there. The 32 four-door. Oh, V8 and Rotary arguments. Yeah, well, important arguments. Yeah. Oh, the VF really digging for that 10-second pass, but I just think it's scrabbled a little bit with the tyres down there off the line. It's 1.760 foot means it's not going to get there on this pass. The RX-7, though, a 10.19 with a 3 at 134 miles per hour.
Another strong pass from Jay in the RX-7.
Very, very nice. Making the most of that bonus ticket that he won.
Can I say it's a little bit unassuming, that car? In that it's running like really good numbers and good speed, but
it's not super loud and brappy.
Yeah,
it's not sitting there on the line going, rah, rah, rah.
Flying under the radar.
Yep.
Literally flying.
No, very cool. A rare thing for fast Rotaries.
Yes.
Like, they're not usually subtle.
They don't go,
right?
they're not that subtle and fast don't normally go together.
Unassuming, yeah. Nice pass from the XP coupe down there, 1185, so back into the 11s. 114 miles per hour and 13:32 at 96.
Now that driver's done nearly 2 handfuls of passes, I'd say, tonight.
Quite a few laps.
I reckon there'll be 5 or 6 runs in it for him tonight.
Absolutely. It's been a great night to get some passes in for your car, that's for sure.
But then still providing enough variety of cars coming out. It's not the same car coming back every 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's been a good progress. Credit to all the drivers and vehicle owners down here as well. Had a great run, good consistency, minimal hold-ups. Yeah, we all knock on wood at the moment. Yeah. 11:61 with a 7 at 123 for the Rocket Lane to a 13:138 at 105 for the Aeroflow lane.
Next up, the classic Ford versus Holden battle.
Wouldn't be Australia if it wasn't Holden versus Ford at the drag strip. We go VX SS up against the BF GT. VX gets the hit. I'm pretty certain that this BF is just completely stock as a rock, which is nice to see, you know. An FPV, they're a rare thing now.
They're certainly on the roads today. Yeah, Commodore runs on through for 12.98 with a 109 miles an hour. And an 18-second pass for the FPV.
Yeah, definitely not full throttle for the whole run out there. I think I got to cast my memory back further than I'd like to when I was actually working at Ford. I think they were a 15-second factory quarter mile in the GT.
Yeah, around that sort of figure, I guess, is
somewhere there. Yeah. But you know what? At the end of the day, whatever our assumptions are, really doesn't matter as long as the owner of that car on that drag strip is having a good time.
Correct.
Charger up against Commodore. Pretty close on the reaction times. Charger gets out a little bit quicker through the 60.
Left strongly, and it's pulling away from the Commodore at the moment.
Yeah, it's holding its own. A 12.09 with a 3 at 111 miles per hour to a 12.50 at 110. Eddie Ouch with another huge burnout.
Tell me, with those, I assume some sort of Howtech or similar, there's lots of lights flashing on the dash there. Is there a green, red, or blue? What do they mean?
Well, it might just be the, I'm thinking Eddie's probably got a Fuel Tech maybe? Yeah. Rotomaster's Fuel Tech dealer there. It's probably the shift lights.
Yes.
So just, you know, as it progresses through the RPM range.
Yes.
When you're in the middle of a big burnout, all of them will be lit up. So, you know, that's probably what you're seeing from through the back window there.
Yes. It's like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, absolutely. Another clean launch from Eddie in the RX3. Gets away cleanly this time. A little bit of wheel spin last time out, but going to be a nice pass there. 15.84 for the RX8 to a 9.67 at 141. I've got to say, it's been consistent.
It sure has. A bit of a bracket car there outside the reaction times, which is obviously not worried about right now.
No.
But certainly from ET point of view and mile an hour, that thing is very consistent.
And we've still got a couple more opportunities before Jambo in a few weeks to get the bump in figured out. So we've got the runs on the board as far as ET and mile per hour is concerned. Cars are looking stable. And next we'll be working on the bump in.
All right, big Falcon away first. The Mazda building some boost on the start line.
Howard Jr. gets away with a bit of wheel spin off the launch on that one. So maybe chasing after a little bit more boost off the line and ended up with a little bit of wheel spin there. So an 11.24 at 116. It looks like we've got a little bit of something at the start line there. So unfortunately, we'll just have to hold the cars while we clean up that start line so everyone else can get that great traction. So, yeah, we'll just wait for the crew to get the start line all cleaned up.
Yes.
Let's go through some events that's coming
Yes.
up. Yes, indeed.
And of course, this Saturday, if you're free and want to come on down to Sydney Dragway, come and check out the round number 2 of the New South Wales Championship Series here at Sydney Dragway. And a fine example of our sportsman style racing here at Sydney Dragway. Everything from supercharged outlaws down to street fighter and street bike. So of course, I guess the street fighter and street bike is the next progression from here if you wanted to give the full drag racing experience.
Absolutely, and it doesn't have to be super fast.
No,
Street
definitely
Fighter,
not, no.
You know, Street Fighter is literally, you could take your daily car, drive down Ferrers Road, put your indicator on, and pull in for the track championships, and you're pretty well ready to go.
And you know what? You don't even need a helmet in your boot because you can hire one.
Yep, that's a
you
bonus
You just need long pants and a driver's license and a long sleeve top.
Yep,
Covered
absolutely.
shoes.
Super easy, super cruisy, but you can get a few passes in, figure out what your dial-in is going to be, which is the time that you nominate to run, and then you just have to run to that. So you could pull up in a car that's going to run a 1760, and if you run 1760 all day, you will win a trophy.
Yes.
Pretty good.
And points towards your championship haul.
Yep.
So, yeah, fantastic opportunity to, as I said, to see some sportsmen racing here at Sydney Dragway this weekend. Of course, brought to you by Sydney Dragway and also all of our fantastic sponsors such as Go Logistics, Jedders HQ, bikereview.com.au, Iconocoat, Power Plus Race Fuels, Speed Flow, Platinum Powder Coating, Heavy Duty Magazine, and Mix Metal Roofing. Check out the action here at the venue or via our social media streams on Instagram and Facebook. Next Wednesday, we have the Drift Arena set up down in the pits here at Sydney Dragway.
Yeah,
as part of the Aeroflow race for real.
Sorry to interrupt you, Bushy. I was just going to say, not just the wet pad that we've got going on down there tonight. You've got actual sort of a course, a mini course layout that they're putting on. So
okay, nice.
It's going to be a pretty cool addition to the Aeroflow race for real. Normal drag racing, drag and drift nights. Be a good thing. So, yeah, this time next week, Wednesday, 18th of March.
Following on from that, the 20th of March, the Friday night, so not Friday night coming, the Friday week, we have our bike night brought to us by the Sydney Random Riders, Heavy Duty Magazine, and Size Harley Davidson.
Yep, that's been rescheduled. We had a bit of weather rain out a couple of weeks ago, so great to get bike night back on again. Always a great turnout, and if you are into your two-wheeled racing, then make sure you get on down on Friday the 20th of March.
And of course, if Rotaries and Sport Compact Racing is your wheelhouse, check out Sydney Dragway on the 28th of March. Of course, the Sydney Jamboree, presented by Tough Streeters, Fuel Tech, Garrett Advanced Motion, and Summit Racing Equipment as well. Also backing the Sydney Jamboree here, the 28th of March. Of course, a fantastic event for anything sport compact, anything rotary, turbo, 6-cylinder V8s. Caters for a lot of stuff actually, and there's also plenty of off-track action as well. So it's not just about seeing quick times of cars run down the racetrack. There's also a great atmosphere happening down in the pits most of the time as well, which is great. And that'll pretty much bring us to the end of March, I believe.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, great. Nice pass from the Pack RX3 down there at 9:30. On that one, I think it was 148 mile per hour.
Yeah,
I think
148, 149
flicked
miles
off as I was looking for the mile per hour, but yeah, really nice. Sounded like they were getting after it a little bit earlier on down there. Maybe a bit more boost, a bit more RPM on the launch. As we get back around to our two-wheeled competitors, Again, the ZX14 up against the BMW. 055 reaction time to an 092. So run really keen on that one. A 966 at 150 miles per hour. The ZX14. It's not the latest and greatest as far as superbike standards are concerned, but geez, it still holds its own on the drag strip out there. That platform is effectively 18 years old now. I think the first ZX14 I think was 2007, possibly, and then went to ZX14R in 2012, and it's basically been pretty much the same bike since.
Well, and what they say, when you find a good thing,
stick to it.
Correct.
Yep. I like it. Good deal. 982 at 144 was a nice pass for Wally down there on the ZX12. All right, we got Harley up next in the rocket lane.
$60 with all the twos.
Yeah, 222.
You've been dying to do that, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's unreal. We got the Richie Benno 60-foot.
Yeah. 13.12 with a 9, 102 miles an hour.
Nice and consistent with the shifts down there, the rider on that Harley as well. It was really clean. Well, all of them. I mean, he paid for the whole gearbox. He's going to use it all right? All right. Back to the cars. We've got the Commodore wagon up against the sedan. Get away cleanly. Looks like the wagon is going to lead the way down there in the Aeroflow lane.
Definitely out in front here and runs on through for a 14.45, 97 miles an hour to a 16.97 at 83 in the rocket lane.
Little Lexus IS200, possibly IS300, possibly Toyota Altezza. I'm not 100% sure. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, and I can't see what the badge is on the back of that car from here. But it's back out. We know it's got some sort of turbocharged combination under the bonnet. It's making its way on down the Aeroflow lane there. It's going to get to the end first, a 13.88 at 109. Ahead of the Commodore at 17.16.82.
Next up, our Holden utility down there in the Aeroflow lane, taking on the Type R Integra all-wheel drive.
Drive Turbo K Series. Certainly the crew been just feeling out that combination so far tonight, getting a little bit more keen with some more RPM, more two-step action, trying to get it out of the hole. These Aeroflow Performance Race for Reals are a perfect opportunity for that, because you're not in direct competition with anyone. There's plenty of opportunity to get quite a few passes. Got the Ute coming into stage there. Let's see what they've both got. Yeah, much nicer launch for the Integra on that one. Certainly stayed into it a little bit further down the track on this one. Ute will make a full pass at 12.23 at 127. The Integra on the brakes really early, but still lights up the boards at 11.80. So good to see some more progress from the Integra on that one.
I feel with that, if the driver takes the time with the shift and just lets the car do its thing. It gets down there. When seems to be when they try and rush everything, it moves around or the shift doesn't go right or whatever it might be. But that definitely the car is getting further and further each time. So
Yeah, certainly. And you know, I mean, I'm not exactly sure what the effect is, but when you've got a chassis that was never all-wheel drive and now it is all-wheel drive, I'm not really sure how that necessarily affects everything, and you know, the way it gets down, and you know what it does to the chassis. Obviously, it's putting a lot of torque through the chassis in places that it wasn't before, because you've got rear wheels being driven down.
Yeah, where previously the back half of the car was basically just holding an axle. Now it's got to try and deal with all the forces that are going through the floor pan.
And you know, like we mentioned earlier, literally every Honda forever is naturally aspirated. So the gear ratios that are in those boxes that they're generally using are all quite short.
Yes.
So once you start throwing some boost and all sorts of things,
you're screaming for a longer gear.
Yeah,
too.
you're trying to grab it. I'm assuming that they're changing out final drive ratios on those, but not sure. But still, yeah, it's screaming for a longer first gear. I think just from looking up here. Whoa, a bit of a loose launch from the Charger in the Aeroflow lane. It's been making some decent passes tonight, but the rear tyres just screamed no more on that one.
Yeah, the last pass was pretty good, I felt. This one not so. Looks like the Commodore in the rocket lane taking it easy in sympathy.
Mustang back out for another pass down here. Have a couple of little gremlins getting off the line the last few passes.
Was this the fellow that Stewie interviewed?
Yes, with the supercharger and the short gears. If that car does in fact have a 10-speed in it, a 411 diff ratio is a wild number for how short first and second gear is in those things. It seems to have tamed it down a little bit on that one. It's gotten out of the hole cleanly.
Nearly 100 mile an hour at half track, so 11:48 with a 9, 116 mile an hour at the finish line, through to a 12:88 with a 5 at 109 in the rocket lane.
Definitely. We've got Corey Stutchery back out for one more pass in the VX in the Aeroflow lane. And our BF GT in the rocket lane. .048 on the tree. Corey's been there or thereabouts all night. Yeah, nice pass. 1080, 126. Big GT Falcon, just again, really a leisurely pass down the strip there. Pretty convinced that vehicle is not full throttle.
Yeah, I think this feels like it's running slower at each run.
Nonetheless, we'll move on. Sammy Joe back up to the line. Bit of a purge from the nitrous there, making sure there's no air and we've got the right bottle pressure happening. Gets out of the hole pretty well. Wants to lift the front left. As we have seen a few times from that car, an 022 reaction time is right there. 987 at 135, so a little bit extra there. 987 is a nice pass. I think that's I think that might be a PB. Yeah, that's a PB.
I can hear someone cheering next door. Yes, I'm assuming.
That is a PB for Sammy, and it's run higher than 134 mile per hour, which I'm pretty sure the whole team's going to be happy with.
Just throwing this out there, do you think the wing on that car is affecting the mile an hour? It's pretty flat, and it doesn't have an upturn on it.
Yeah, I think it's got a very tiny little wicker bill on the end of it, but I don't think it's affecting it to the point, like Sammy was saying there was about a 70 horsepower difference between the two nitro shots on the dyno.
Yeah.
But that doesn't seem to be translating to the track.
That's a fair step up. It's not like she's putting 10 more in.
No, it's got a a small shot and a big shot, and yeah, the crew have just been working out what's going on down there. But a little bit of a reward tonight for a new PB. All right, we've got a couple more cars still to run tonight. We are heading towards the end of tonight's proceedings. As the Harley makes another pass down there, a bit better on the 60 this time, a 2:035. It's going to cross the line at 12.83 with an 8 at 103 miles per hour.
Both cars away cleanly, very similar in the 60-foot times as we visually can see on the racetrack. The Aeroflow lane just pulling away now. And we'll cross the finish line first, 16.73 with a 7.84 miles an hour to a 17.23 at 82 for the Rocket. As Pat and I witness another Christmas tree through the back window of Eddie Harwich's RX3.
Yeah, I'm not sure you could be more informed that you're indeed doing a burnout at that point in time.
Something about like $9,000 tyre smoke.
Yeah.
Flashing lights.
Yep. It's almost like a Ranger with a light bar on the highway in your in the rear view mirror. Right behind you there, Ooh, another big hop from the Ute. Super aggressive off the brake, that car, isn't it?
Again, 1.49 to the 60 for the Mazda. Big Ute, 11.51 with a 9.127. But a 9.64 with a 3 at 1.42 this time for Harwich.
Just cannot get out of that 960 range from a good point of view. Super consistent. I think earlier in the night, I think the best pass of the night for Eddie might be a 9.60.
Yeah, I think there was a 60.
But I think just about every pass, except for the one where he had that big wheel spin issue off the line, has said a 9.6 something. So good consistent running from Eddie in the RX3. Let's see his daughter make a pass on this one. Just bringing the RPM up. It's away cleanly, a 161 60 foot. It's another super consistent car all night. It's been running, and they were running on Friday night as well. 10.41 with a 6 at 129. VXSS has got plenty of laps under its belt, this one.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, 6 or 7 passes, I'd say.
Sure. Bit of a bobble on the launch there.
2.3 seconds to the 60 foot. Ooh, it sounded like a limiter at half track.
That was some limiter action there. Pop, 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 pop. 13.66 with a 7 at 104. Got the Pack RX3 back out again. Last pass was a 9.30. Sounded like it had a few more RPM on board with the launch. The last one. We'll see where they can get to with this pass. Certainly been banking some great data and good passes tonight. Here comes the boost. Gets out nicely. Good amount of traction. 147, 60 foot. 121 miles per hour to the 8th, 925 with a 1 at 149. So very, very nice. Good progression for that car. right through the night.
Yeah, it was.
But the
Sound-
Charger.
Did it sound like the wastegate just fluttering a little bit as it left the start line?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was like some sort of a two-step sort of situation or maybe a little bit of more boost off the line. The Charger having another big dive towards the centre line on the launch there. Might be crying out for a new set of tyres. Quite possibly. It's done all right through the night, but the last couple of passes just not really gripping up. Just as we wait for the Charger to make its way down through the braking area and around the corner onto the return road. We'll have this matched pair that's been running each other all night in the bikes. The M1000 RR up against the ZX14R. .004 reaction time for the Kawasaki in the Rocket Lane. Really close though down the strip. The ET, yeah, Kawasaki does still get there. 979 with 3 at 148 to a 987 at 149. Very nice passes. Looks like we've got Harley back out again. Harley back out again. I think, do we have... Got the Howich RX3s. Look like they will be our last pass of the night. Harley gets away cleanly again, a 2.0 60 foot. Will be a 13.02 at 101. Drivers just getting prepared to make the last pass of the night. We'll get these little RX3s back through the tunnel. Looks like Eddie's through the tunnel. Just waiting for the blue car to come through as well, I believe. We're going to run a solo pass. All right, here we go. We've got Howich Junior and Senior back to the lanes. And matching RX3s.
Father-daughter showdown here, Pat.
Yep. There was, I think Eddie's got a bit more ammunition, but
Yes.
at the same time, everyone's in with a racer's chance. So let's see.
Does he play fair and let it get away? Well, the car hasn't been leaving on the green anyway, so...
No, that's true. We'll see see if they're going to bump in. Oh, both coming up on the two-step. He gets there first and lets it go. Almost some wheels up action for the rocket lane on that one. Eddie's going to cross through for a 9.57 with an 9 at 1:43. There you go. It's broken through that 60 mark at 10.87 with an 8 at 1:21 for his daughter.
Eddie's run there, a 116 mile an hour at half track.
It's getting it done. All right, Tirana up against the Type R Integra. So one more pass for the evening. Nice, aggressive launch. Oh, that torque. Second gear just really wants to rip the car towards the center line. Certainly a tricky one. The Tirana not sounding the healthiest on the way down the track there either for it. But that was, I believe, our last pass of the evening here at Aeroflow. Race for real. Drag and Drift night. V8 versus Rotary theme night.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic evening. It's been great to see all these cars out here at Sydney Dragway that may not necessarily always come. It's been great to have you here at the venue as a participant, and it's also been fantastic to have all of our spectators here as well a bit earlier in the night, and also all of our viewers on both our social media streams, Instagram and Facebook.
Absolutely. And as we mentioned earlier in the night, let's stay tuned for future events coming up this month here at Sydney Dragway on the 14th of March. That's this Saturday. We've got round 2 of the New South Wales Championship Series, which will be another great showing for the track champs.
That it will be kicking off usually around 9 o'clock in the morning and concluding somewhere around 7 o'clock in the evening. So it's a full day of racing here at Sydney Dragway, and we look forward to your company there. On behalf of the commentary team, I'd like to thank Pat, Stu, Adam and Ben also for their efforts here tonight, and also all of our hard-working track officials down on the ground. Without you, we simply couldn't be doing it. To all of our spectators leaving the venue, travel safely home, and we look forward to your company once again next week. Good night, everybody.
Absolutely, Bushy, and stay tuned for some information about GTR Festival coming up here at Sydney Dragway too.
MR Engineering GTR Festival returns to Sydney Dragway on May 22nd and 23rd for another giant celebration of all things GTR and Nissan. This year marks the 10th anniversary of the event, so the celebration will be bigger than ever. There'll be a top 10 GTR Elite display, 10K cash and prizes for roll racing, 10K prize money for drag racing, new top 10 Ultimate GTR competition. There will be 10 new builds unveiled and 10 special guests, including Hiroshi Tamura, Mr. Carbon Fiber Sakamoto, Mickey Andrade, Mighty Car Mods, Street Alpha Podcast, Shipbox Garage, and more big announcements still to come. After last year's Show and Shine and Traders Alley sold out, we have made it even bigger for 2026. So expect to see even more great performance parts, merchandise, and epic cars on display. The event is open to all models of Nissan of all levels of modification, from rare and collector GTRs to 2,000 horsepower monsters, from drift to time attack to sex spec, from old school Princess and Datsuns to new Zeds, from S-chassis to Pulsars to Nissan Patrols. You can enter your car to display and hang out, or hit the track for COTS roll racing on Friday and then drag racing, both street and competition class, as well as Motorcana on Saturday. Want to take on Godzilla? Well, we let some imposters come to play too, with twin-turbo Lambos, Evos, Rotaries and more. Expect to see some Pro Mod special guests. There is also so much to see and do for all car enthusiasts and families alike. Drift rides, oil-down entertainment, fireworks both Friday and Saturday night, kids rides, food trucks and the Drifters versus Burnouts competition. 2026 MR Engineering GTR Festival Australia, powered by Motive Video and presented by Cars from Japan, HKS, Fitzner Performance Gearboxes, High Octane Racing and Cranked Motorsport is set to be massive. Grab your car entry to display or race and your VIP tickets now before they sell out, as well as discounted online spectator tickets. GTRfestival.com.
GTR Festival.